Let's just let me check this out over here. Throw that up. Move this down. I'm gonna throw this up. Alrighty, we are live. Let's wait for a couple of people to come on in here. Gotta love my gameplay from Sonic Origins.
I'm looking at it right now. That is super
So
cool.
if you own Origins, it's $10 to upgrade to Plus. Oh, you know what it did? Because it was on sale. Callisto Protocol on Xbox. I bought it digital.
Oh no! How much is it?
Okay, so it was $34, but the one with the season pass is $44, and it comes with the Xbox One version. And I'm like, okay, does the season pass come with Final Transmission? And it does.
Oh,
So I get the whole game for $44 digital.
that's not bad.
So when that goes live for Xbox, I'm going to try to jump on that. Oh, The Alchemist. I didn't think you were going to... We'll explain what happened.
It's been a hell of a week, buddy.
It's been a hell of a week for everybody.
You guys have all these problems, and I'm over here sad because Amazon squished my item. Look at my story of seasons. Oh, can you see it? Look, it's all squished.
Oh, man.
I'm sending this right back.
Should squish them.
Look at that. That's my only real problem. I mean, besides not feeling a little sick, but you guys have bigger problems than me.
So I put a picture of Anthony over his icon.
Oh, I gotta look. Hold on.
So he's still here.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's awesome.
Just in spirit.
Let's try to get everybody in in here. So they put me on a Z-Pack, and I was feeling like $1 million today. And then I took the second pill from the Z-Pack, and I feel like crap again, but I still feel good. I definitely do not feel as bad as I did last week. Last week was horrible. That wasn't being sick. That was called torture.
Ugh.
Is Anthony a shadow realm right now? Well, we have to say this, okay? Before we open the show. Anthony is in prison right now, which is why he's on the phone with us.
Yes, I'm calling in from the slammer.
We just added money to his commissary right before this.
I used my one phone call.
Liquor Sandwich, what's up, brother? Liquor Sandwich and a little update. Guess what? Metal Gear 4 is coming to Xbox.
Oh, no.
And Switch. And PC.
But no mouse and keyboard support.
No mouse and keyboard support, so you need a controller. Yeah, that's right. It was almost 20 years later. It's going to be on other platforms.
Finally.
European Slammer. So let's open this show. Hello and welcome to Game Complainers, episode 498. I'm your host, Frank.
Oh, it was Anthony.
And Frank.
And tonight, Anthony's live and in prison. Richard, what is up? I wasn't going to play him out. Yeah, me neither. Who wants
no way.
Crazy people play games like that. Okay, so Anthony's not in prison.
Well, this is news to me.
There was a massive thunderstorm, which you guys heard me playing when I was playing the Saturn. They heard all the thunder and lightning and all that stuff. Well, you can't hear lightning, but you know what I mean. They heard the thunder like crazy. Well, that same thunder killed Anthony's PlayStation 5. And it's pretty sad.
Oh.
Should have got a Switch. You wouldn't have had any of these problems.
I know. I'm on the wrong thing.
But your Xboxes work fine.
Well, it was my dad's PS5. My entertainment stand was thankfully unplugged. My PC was switched off, but it wasn't enough to save it. Hard drive's okay, so I still have my data. Power supply is good. Shout out to Kyle and obviously Perry and Joe as well. A couple of my other friends that were helping me figure out parts, trying to it's more of an urgent thing. So I have all my stuff backed up twice, which is good. Because if you don't have it twice, you don't have it, you assholes. So, but no, I definitely, it's definitely been crazy because we had to deal with the router going out from the last storm, and obviously my power brick got zapped the last storm as well. But this past storm, yeah, the PS5, my dad's PS5 is shot for now, and then the PC is pretty much just in purgatory until I Frankenstein something together in the next couple of days.
So we've come to the conclusion that it's something with I believe it's the wiring in your house, because we told you to call the utility company, and they checked the ground outside. They said everything was fine on their end. So you just got to get an electrician there. That's what we all came to last night. Emergency. I called Anthony. I'm on the phone with him. I'm typing to Frank because Frank's got involvement in the electrician community.
Yeah,
and
I never get calls from Perry too, so that's how you know shit's real. When I get a call from Perry, it's like we got to figure this out. We got to figure some shit out.
So
And yeah, that's what happened.
So I'm typing to Frank. Frank's getting back to me, and we're all piecing this together at like 3:00 in the morning. So, but that's what we do. Not online, offline. Everyone that thinks that we just get together one day a week, yeah, we kind of do. But when stuff goes down, we're there, talking to each other like crazy. RWK, what's up, brother? How you doing? So, yeah, his stuff is fried, man. And it was
It sucked too
wasn't a
because
$5,000 computer. No, it's all right.
no, and the thing is too is like it could have been worse. I could have had not been as prepared in terms of like obviously like I said, there's things that were salvaged. It wasn't a complete washout, but obviously yeah, it put me down for not being able to stream this week like planned. But we'll be able to figure something out, and then hopefully on the the PlayStation side of things, which I know we'll get into. That's a whole separate thing entirely. That's just, of course, because it's funny because the first thing that happened was when I was trying to figure everything out after that lightning struck over here. I figured everything out. All right, Perry sent me the power supply, and I was like, okay. And then I come downstairs over here, and then that's when there's no power to the PC. And so it was almost like spending a couple hours on one thing, and then that led to, a whole nother thing, because like trying to figure out why it was happening, making sure everything else was fine. So it definitely was a night of randomness, and it's like the second storm in a month's time where shit went out in two different parts of the house. Same areas of the house though, just different outlets. And yeah, very, very just a weird shit happens. And it's like we've had storms before, and we've been in the house since 2008, and we've never had anything like this happen. We also haven't had lightning strike to the point where the house literally feels like it's shaking.
Whoa.
Which is like, that's only, they say lightning doesn't strike twice. Well, it literally did. Not in the same spot, probably not, but close enough to where like even my friends that live close by were like, yeah, like that shit was like really intense, and it was like that both times. So I don't know, I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely, back up your stuff. And I'm happy I took my own advice, obviously, at least for the actual like files and stuff like that. There's a couple things that are on the hard drive that weren't completely backed up, but nothing that was lost, thankfully, because the hard drive is fine. And thanks to Perry for sending the crystal disk info stuff over, so I was able to check it with the cable and everything. So that was good. But yeah, it's been a shitty couple of days.
You only close your no. That's completely not what happened. Stevie Mack, electrical complainers. Alchemist, the weather has been so weird this year. Richard with a $2 Canadian super chat. That bloodborne footage is a thing of beauty. Yes, it is. Back from the Dead is here. What's up, Back from the Dead?
What's up?
RWK, we have been rolling thunderstorms. I'm sorry. We have been rolling thunder also. Shakes the shit out of the house and rattles the window. Wow, that's crazy.
It's been wild over here too with the storms.
Yeah,
Like two
I've
full
never
days
heard
of
it like
storms.
that before. Like that was really crazy. I'm surprised my animals weren't scared. They were just sleeping like who cares?
Yeah, my cats were just asleep.
Yeah, but they sleep by the window here.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm surprised they weren't freaking out then.
No, they're just laying down like who cares?
They're just too tired to deal with it.
Also, you know what pissed me off is because I went to sidebar real quick. I went to try to get like, I don't know if it was from the storm or whatever, but I tried to, because I was opening up the PC. I was like, all right, let me get some canned air or whatever to get the dust out, because there's the afro dust in there and shit like that. So I got all that crap out, but like I got it out like manually, because I was able to pull all the shit out. But they didn't have any of the canned air, so I go to Target, and as I'm going up to the thing, everyone's just standing there by the register. The lady's like, "Hey guys, like no debit cards are working," and I was just like, "What is happening? Like, should I just go home and just not leave? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what else is gonna happen that like I just can't, I just can't, nothing can work?" So it's just so fucking funny. I was like, "What is going on?" And apparently Target's system was down and Best Buy system was down. I don't know what was going on, and they were like right across the street from each other.
Smoke inhalation, lol. Wi-Fi's trash to air quality in Wisconsin and Illinois. Oh man.
That sucks.
No, yeah, we're getting some smoke again as well.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I heard
Yeah.
that. I heard that last week, and it didn't happen. So we'll see.
I was driving around, I was like, "What the hell?" But also because Best Buy kept me waiting for, it was like 4 hours waiting for this fucking thing to be ready. I was like, I placed it at like 7 a.m. for the power supply,
Yeah.
and it's like they had me wait until like 2. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
dude,
like
what the fuck,
Frank's
man?
fucking Best Buy. The Best Buy over here, within
It
5
used to not
minutes
be
of
like that,
ordering, it's
man.
ready.
Yeah, it's like,
Hey, you said
it's
not
just
be
so
like that.
bad. But it's I just had to sit around and wait, and I was like, all right. But again, where else are you gonna go? Like that's that close where you can just get a power supply, without waiting a couple days, or that Amazon will
Yeah,
just
and you didn't
delay your
even
shit
fucking need
further.
it, right? You want to tell everybody what happened?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
essentially,
good that you have it, but
yeah, I didn't really end up needing it because it was essentially the motherboard or the CPU or both that we kind of ruled out. Again, Kyle, shout out to Kyle for testing all the stuff tonight, and we're gonna do some more shit tomorrow. But we kind of ruled that out. But I have an updated power supply now, so it's crazy how different they're similar, but like you can see how they change, because if you look at the old one we put in there, like all the wires that plugged into it you can't access. It's like inside.
right.
But then like this, you just plug in like
Well,
the
'cause
wires, and then
the one that you bought today is called modular, where you can plug them in one by one. They still make the other ones like the way that you bought the original one,
oh, okay.
but you pay a little bit extra, like $10-20 extra for modular, because it makes it more convenient for you when you're installing stuff. But yeah, I've been going modular lately because it makes it look cleaner when you build it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was I didn't have a problem installing it. That I actually was able to do myself. It was just
Oh,
more of
wow.
like the wire, the wires, like
Yeah,
the
because
full.
you have to know like where to plug what, and Kyle
Yeah,
knows all that
Kyle
stuff.
looked at that. Yeah, he was just like, he had his little toolkit, and he was just like going back and forth. I was just like, all right, he's in his element right now. So, but
Shout out to Kyle, brother.
yeah, shout out to Kyle, and obviously I'm grateful for good friends, obviously, that know about this stuff, and yeah, just gotta
You see what the
it was
eighth
more of an
generation
urgent
did
thing.
for everybody? It made us all build computers, and we all know what's going on.
Honestly, yeah, like it was a very crucial, that like 10, 11 years ago. I think that was a very like that was definitely a shift in that knowledge. I think of obviously my knowledge, I can't like physically build them, but I that's when I started to get like knowledge of the parts, and when Perry started sending me stuff in the very beginning, trying to understand like what everything does and why it's important, and where the money's going. And there's a reason why it lasted me 10 years without any problems besides this, which is like out of anyone's control, other than just like pure luck of the draw of where the hell your power is going to go out, or if you're going to get a surge or whatever. But it could happen to anyone. So yeah, definitely, it's definitely a lesson learned for me in terms of just like like if it happens the first time, like if there is something that went wrong the first time with the sockets or with the power, try to just sort it out right away. I didn't think it was going to happen twice though, but that's how you learn to try to fix those problems faster before it becomes a problem or a hazard, like an actual issue. Which is what we were talking about the other night, where it's like scary because fires can happen from this and shit like that. So it's definitely better safe than sorry, for sure. And these things can be replaced versus like obviously houses can be replaced, but it's a lot more expensive.
You think
And
they're gonna be
that's a lot
replaced?
more. Yeah, it's a
Not
lot more
nowadays.
dreadful. Not nowadays, yeah. So it's a lot more dreadful, and it's a lot more. It's a lot more.
It's a lot more Dreadpool. He just popped in the chat.
Oh,
dreadful.
As you said, Dreadful.
summon
There we
them.
go.
It said it
But
3
yeah,
times like
it's-
Beetlejuice. He showed up.
He showed up. That was it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm happy that that there's another avenue. And then as far as the other thing that I didn't really talk about, which is the PS5. So my dad's PS5 is basically like shot. It doesn't turn on. And try a different power cable, doesn't turn on. So Perry said, this was the first thing before we even knew about the PC. But the first thing was, all right, well, let's see if we can order a power supply. So that's coming tomorrow. And
Come up this
is
weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because
on,
my dad's
Frank!
just like, man, he's like, I was thinking about how I could play the PS5, but then I came home and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I don't have it. And I was just like, yeah, I know, it sucks.
Let
not
me
having a
ask you a
game
quick
console.
question. And Back from the Dead says, I watched a YouTube video step by step how to build my PC. Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I installed like my modem and I installed my sound card and stuff like that. I always found Mario and I would find computers on the street. We would just take the RAM out of the computers. That's how we upgraded our RAM in our actual computers. But 10 years ago, I watched Carrie Holzman, and I was like, I could build a computer. And I built like 25 fucking computers, 30 computers since. So yeah, once you know what you're doing, it's super easy. It's really cool. It's fun. Cam May is here.
Cammy.
Says he's at work listening.
up?
Liquor Sandwich, I got 2 spare GPUs I could send you if you're looking. He's got GPUs. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say CPU was a 3770K. No one's got that laying around. Dreadpool, he said, I heard you were calling me, Anthony.
I heard.
I don't even know what that was.
Weird.
Yeah, I'm around, so if you want to come over here and we'll get that done. But my question, Anthony, is this, because I don't know shit about MLB The Show besides retro mode. Can't you hook up the PS4 and sync his stuff? Or is it only like once you're on the 5, you can't go back?
Don't know, honestly, because the thing is, so the only PS4 that I have, well, is the jailbroken one.
Oh yeah, then don't do that then.
Yeah,
I thought you had
but
2 of them.
see, the thing is that yeah, and Sony also has that thing as well, where
So by the
you have
way,
to pay for Plus.
just so you all know, in the chat room here, he's got a day 1 PlayStation 5, and because the power surge fried it, Sony considers this an act of God. Whether you believe in God or not, or whether you have a different belief in God, okay? Sony,
That's neither here or there.
Because this is an act of God, Sony will not even let you send it in with money for them to repair it.
It's cursed. They're not touching it. If God didn't want it alive, nobody.
No, because you know what it is?
It's so funny.
They want you to just go out and buy another one.
Yep, and they think you're gonna do it.
They know you're going to do it because you're a fanboy. I saw a video where this guy was like,
The act of God.
the Sony rep told me it was an act of God, and I should file a claim with my renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance. And I'm like, who's
Well,
going to
that's the
do
thing.
that?
Homeowners isn't going to do anything.
They're not going to give
Homeowners
you
isn't
money
going to do
for it.
anything.
They're going to give you like maybe $150 towards it, and then, oh, we just gave out $150. Raise fucking rates.
Yeah, I can raise you $50 a
Yeah,
month.
that's exactly what's going to
It's
happen.
cheaper for you to just go out and buy another one than it is to claim homeowner's insurance or rental insurance.
Well, that's how my dad
insurance?
was. He was like, I might just go out and get another one. And I was like, well, hold on. Let me just see what we can,
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
we could find. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to explore an option with the power supply. I sent Perry the model number, and we're going to see if we can figure something out and save essentially what, like $500, because like it's like $550 really after tax. But with the power supply, yeah, you still save a bunch of money if that's able to work. So we shall see if we can pull it off. And
So just remember, your good friends over at Sony don't want to fix your shit.
yeah, and they didn't want to fix his PS3 when their fucking dumbass Blu-ray drive died, And now with the PS5, he's getting screwed over again with something out of his control. I mean, yeah, I know that the first time technically it was because of Sony. It's the lightning strike, but even then, it's like, man, like I don't know.
But
the whole
how
like
good for?
I even told Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying though, even as a company, the guy saying, "Yeah, my system is broken from a storm or whatever." How much? I'll send this one back to you, and how much? Usually they'll be like $150. That was 10 years ago. They would always charge, no matter what was wrong with your PS3, it was $150.
Yeah.
I would say for this one, be like, okay, send us $250 and the machine,
And then
we'll send you a refurb.
The difference or something. Yeah, with that.
And that they get money that way. They get the unit. They can refurbish the unit and they can resell the unit, make their money back. And they still made the extra $150, $250, whatever the fuck. They're not. They're just. They don't care.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like it's that mentality of like, we're just not going to change our ways. And then the same thing with the whole like, the backup thing, because yeah, he doesn't have his saves backed up. He doesn't pay for. My dad doesn't pay for Plus at all, and doesn't have the backup.
Back his save up. Yeah, that's why we're in the predicament.
Yeah, and you can't even back your stuff up to a USB unless you're on Plus, and I think that's such a horseshit. I told Kyle that. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's dumb." And I told him like, and I told Perry the same thing. He only really cares about MLB, the current one that he's playing. So the saves for him really don't matter in terms of the all the old saves, but the current save, yeah, like it's set him back a little bit. But also the disc is still in this console as well, because MLB only has, you have to use the PS4 disc still. So that's also still in the console as a present. And yeah. And so who knows if we'll be able to actually see everything again, if it will turn on without a problem, but we shall try it out. It probably will be live streamed for everybody on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But
yeah, if you come here with that, we're gonna live stream it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not something that we want to do, because like you should have.
I've never opened a PS5 before. By the way, I'm not even kidding. I'll get to the chat in a second. I see you guys are talking. I watched a repair video for that thing. Just to put in the new power supply, over 50 screws. And the guy's sitting there using the regular. I'm like, yo, I'm using power tools all the way, man.
He's using a regular screwdriver.
Yeah.
Come on.
50 screws.
He said, I have all day.
So yeah, you'll see that. I've never opened a Series S, X, PS5 ever before. Okay. So here we go.
This is first blood. One. Wow. Yeah, man. It is what it is.
And by the way, I did fix your dad's PS3.
No, you did.
Like 10 years later after he bought it.
Yeah, I mean, you hacked it a couple years after, and then essentially it became a repaired machine by a couple years later. So, we skipped a gen. The PS4 made it out alive. And now, because that was funny, his launch console for like the OG PS4 never made a sound. It was so quiet. I was like so jealous of that thing. I was like, what the hell? Like, I got this like new one, and I can't even start up Siege without it sounding like it's going to explode, But didn't have a problem with that. And then here we are with the act of the lightning gods, I guess. I guess Raiden fucking took out the fucking
He was tired of getting rebooted. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, listen. What was it? Was it Mortal Kombat? Was it Mortal Kombat 10 where you do Raiden's like X-ray and he goes, "Yeah!" and like all the lightning and shit comes out? That's what he did when he struck your house with lightning.
Yeah. Twice, It's like he's striking the highways over here, or like because it's funny because the one time I think it was
he doesn't like the government freeways.
No, there's all this construction that's going on too around like all the parts around here because it's summertime. Everyone starts putting out the construction shit. He's probably just pissed.
This used to be a field.
It's barricaded. Yeah, this is yeah. So it's that's basically kind of the update on that stuff. That's kind of what I've been up.
We're gonna keep talking about it. I just want to get to the chat real quick. Dracula said once you go 5, you can't go back. Jim won't let you. Emails.
You must pay.
Email. This acquisition is an act of God. We're gonna get to that.
Try that.
David R. Hello, what's up, man? Act of God Howard. Act of God of War. Kratos broke the 5. Cannibal Ritual. What's up? Make a claim that the Pope maybe he'll send a priest to perform an exorcism on the PS5. The PS5 must be explored. Call. Oh God.
Must be explored.
Something RWK would be proud of today. I had Burger King onion rings.
Whoa.
Did you do Whopper Wednesday?
I don't know what the fuck that is. That sounds like a porn. And no.
It's a real thing where like you get it's like discounted if you get like a Whopper meal.
I love the Whopper, but I'm sick. I can't eat all that.
So it's weird. I had fast food in the UK, right? The one time, just like the one late night, no phlegm.
Yeah, because they don't use all the chemicals that we use over here.
They don't put all that shit in there. Yeah, not. I mean, McDonald's is better over here just because they they fuck shit up, but the fries are still good. Don't get the nuggets though. That's like
nuggets. That's like shit now.
Yeah, I mean they're shitty over here too, but if you get them over there, it's like worse.
Yeah, because they're probably killing each other and cooking them as nuggets. Okay. What about those YouTubers that record their repairs?
Oh man.
Okay, so listen to me. He brings up a funny point. I'm watching videos after like this whole thing is over with, at like 5 in the morning. I'm watching YouTube videos on how to put this thing in, this power supply. Excuse me. Dude, I watched like 5 fucking videos in a row where the people are like whispering. Here's how to turn your PlayStation 5 back on after a thunderstorm. You're gonna do this. And I'm like, next guy. Then the other guy's like, here's how to put the PlayStation 5 thing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these people? Like literally, everyone's a fucking lunatic. And they're all whispering. And one guy's like, how to save your PS5 from a thunderstorm. The video starts with the system on already. And I'm like, the system's already on. Well, let me show you how to fix it. How are you going to show me how to fix it? You going to light it on fire and then fix it? Like,
if it gets struck by lightning, you got to put it out.
It was already on.
Let's rewind the tape.
And everyone's whispering. Like 4 or 5 videos of people whispering about this thing. I was like, man, what is going on?
It's a secret.
And it wasn't it was not ASMR videos. I just typed in.
They just had shitty audio.
PS5 thunderstorm outage or whatever.
Because if they wake up their parents, they're gonna get in trouble. So they had to whisper.
Yeah.
And then one guy sounds like fucking Ronald McDonald. Like, I can't take it anymore. Like, what is going on with YouTube?
Ronald
There should be a
McDonald.
stupid filter.
Filtered by not stupid.
Whispering.
I hate, you know what I fucking hate, okay? When the video has this thumbnail of the guy, and it looks like it's like a perfect video or whatever, and it says all in English, like, you know, PlayStation 5, how to fix after a thunderstorm. You click on it, and the guy's speaking a completely different language.
Oh yeah,
And I'm
that
just
always
like-
happens.
Why? You know what I mean? Why is the title all in English? I click on it, and the guy's speaking a different language. Like, I can't. I don't know what's happening to this platform. Sony will let you back your ass up for free. For a fee. No.
I
for
think
a fee,
it's like
you said.
it's like an oversaturation of like helpful videos that are trying to be helpful, and then it's like, I don't know, it's like back in the day, like you get
Saturation
some
of
people that
stupid.
would, it's like you'd get some people that would point the camera at the screen to like show you something, but there wouldn't be like any like cuts or anything. It would all be in one take, or tutorials that would, remember tutorials that would like type out text,
Oh,
but they
my
wouldn't, there
God.
wouldn't be voice, but like, because they didn't know how to narrate or like do
Windows
like
Movie
the voiceover.
Maker.
Yeah, yeah. Now you have to drag this, and like you see all like the text floating. It's like, I don't need a Windows Movie Maker slideshow to install a program. But
Let me keep reading the chat here. I remember playing GameCube so much I burnt the processor. Nintendo paid for the shipping and repairs and shipped it. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's always good like that. And we'll get to Nintendo later and their leaked console specs, which I'm not really too happy about, but we'll get to that.
yeah,
Did you try putting in rice? Hey Stevie Mac, how you doing? He said I need 4,000 hours to make partner. Whoa. What's up, Dread? Carlos, what's up? Carlos, what's going on?
guys.
Jim's gonna send Anthony a recorded video as to why he's not gonna fix his PS4. That's a good one. That's a good. But he'll contradict himself 50 times in that same video. Is it me or is this guy Jim Ryan? I think Dreadpool said it the best in one of the chat rooms I was in. He said he was perjuring himself. If he was American, he'd be thrown in jail.
He's just trying anything at this point, which we'll get up to.
Wendy Whopper has a Whoa. Okay.
You get a discount if you bring that Whopper over
They
there.
are whispering in case Jim hears them. Super filter, go to TikTok. You know, I never was on TikTok. I never
They don't
never
want
been
you
to
to.
the website.
They don't want you to save money, so they have to whisper,
He'll hear you.
so they don't. Yeah. What? You're saving $480?
Richard says, sometimes I watch an unboxing video and the guy is speaking a different language, but the item is in English. Yeah, that happens a lot. Look at this right here. He just leaves, and I'm thinking the thing's going to roll out, and it's like, no.
What's
so
up?
after I just fought this boss, I
I'm
have to figure
watching it.
out how I'm going to freaking jump over this.
Yeah, how do you get over there?
I just went for it.
Sometimes you just gotta full go for it,
There you go.
full send.
Delayed, but I'm seeing it. Oh, there you go. Yep. Wow. That's kind of cheap. They put that right after the boss.
Well, that's part of the boss fight, but they don't like... He basically grabs where you're standing, but they don't tell you, like, stand over here, stand over there.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that was Anthony's big adventure.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. I'll be live tomorrow on LTRE to just let everyone know, obviously, over there. Keep everyone posted.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely get the electrician over there, find out what's going on. But
Yeah.
until then, unplug every fucking thing from the wall.
Especially for this weekend with
Nick
the
said that you
storm.
lost the TV in the living room. Is that true?
No, well, they thought they did because it went out, but he didn't lose the. No, we didn't lose the TV.
Okay.
Thankfully, I mean, nothing happened yet. I don't know if they could turn it on tomorrow and there could be like checkerboard on the behind the thing. Like I don't know, but thankfully nothing happened. Both times the TV was on actually, and it didn't get affected. Because it's funny because like when it happens, like our power didn't go out. It's just like that instant, like whatever when that lightning hit. It's just something within that time of like something burned out or something hit something that just both times was not. It just wasn't good.
Yeah, you gotta get an electrician over there.
Yeah, so that's where we are, where we're at, where we were, where we're at, where we are. It's shit.
He's not having power fluctuations. He's having thunderstorms, and it's like killing everything in the house.
He's
Yeah,
getting
so-
surges.
Yeah, he's
Electrical
getting.
surges.
It's lightning. It's all the lightning stuff. He had the power company check like the ground and everything outside to the house, and they said everything was fine. So
Yeah,
it's something in the wiring in his house needs to be checked because a lot of his electronics are getting fucking bricked, and that's not a good thing. We're mainly
No.
worried about like fires. You know what I mean?
yeah, because if something happens inside the wall, like
I
that
mean, we
shit's
could
scary.
joke about the electronics; it sucks and stuff, but the last thing you want to happen is the fucking house goes up. Because forget it. That's worse than anything. So, if anything, these
That's-
electronics are like a warning. Like, hey,
That's the thing too, man. And for anyone that's wondering, I do have really good protectors on the stuff, but when the electricity is bad in the house, like Perry said the other night, it doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
So I did make sure I invested in like actual good protectors. These protectors do insure stuff too. But it's just like one of those things, where I can call them, but I'll see that money in like 9 months or never. So it's worth doing, but I'm not like doing it to see like a turnaround of cash. But if I can get something out of it because it is still like, broken equipment. So, and it was plugged into their protectors. So
he says
We'll
the
see.
grounding and shielding holds the house. Make sure that it's copper and not aluminum. Your protectors have battery backup. I don't think he has a battery backup. Do you?
battery backup. No, but I think, no, I mean, what do you mean? Like,
Like the APCs and the UPSs and stuff like that. APC is a brand.
the one that I have is Panamax. That's what it's called.
Uh huh.
They used to be sold in the bougie section in Best Buy, back when that mattered. But I got them because obviously I got a discount and I can pull my receipt because they're going to want the receipt
Yeah.
in terms of like when I bought the Panamax. And so I have that, on standby because I bought them all through Best Buy. I got like 4 of them. I have like 2 of them down here. I have 2 of them upstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the kind of shit you got to deal with when, when you don't expect it. All this stuff kind of happens. So you kind of have to either be prepared or, like Perry said, like if there's a hazard that can happen, try to avoid it as quickly or as safely as you can, and try to avoid like any issues of things blowing or popping or having like a fire within the wall or something, because that shit does happen and it's scary, so yeah,
it does
it's
happen,
definitely something
man.
it's definitely something to take seriously. And yeah, this weekend there's going to be some more rain, so obviously even if I could stream, I wouldn't stream, you know what I mean? If I know that would be coming in, and that's just how it's going to be until I know it's good. But it's just going to be a matter of finding the right person. So we shall see.
Uninterruptible power. I don't think he has. I don't think he has one of those. Everything was off too when this happened.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is like,
I mean, it's still plugged in,
you know,
but it was. He had the power switched
yeah,
off on the computer and everything.
yeah, like the little switch on the back of the tower that was literally turned off, and it just didn't matter.
Just drove by a house a week ago that went up. You could tell the whole inside was gutted. Yeah.
You can't stop it once it's inside the wall. It just
Yeah,
it's supposed to. The house is supposed to be built so it doesn't spread, but it does.
right. Yeah, it's like it just gets to a point where you can't stop it, and
Yeah, just get an electrician over there.
yeah, I told.
Because if you guys remember last month, they had a storm at his house, and we talked about it on here. His router blew out and all that crazy stuff.
Yep.
And our
The
professional
router and the power brick to my Sony 900E, which has obviously been replaced because I just ordered one off eBay that worked and plugged it right in. It was good. Because my friend Joe had a Sony TV, so he was able to bring over his power supply, tried it, it worked, so we knew okay, it was the brick. That was plugged into a surge protector. So maybe that did save it from completely getting the TV, but that brick was the middleman that died. So
like the CPU was the middleman that died with the computer.
yeah, because that time the PS5 and the Series X and the Switch were all connected and not on, but they were just plugged in and they didn't get fried, but the brick got fried and then the router. This time, the shit happened with my PC and then the PS5. So, it's a shitty, rainy summer in terms of sometimes in the East Coast you get really sunny weeks and you get really like crappy rain. And I remember this 10 years ago too. Like it was like a rainy summer. Like it started to rain, and I was shooting my film in like late June, and it was just raining. And we get that all the time. But sometimes you get these like crazy storms. And we've never had lightning strike like that close, and also just like to where it shakes the house, like obviously because it was happening on probably a few highways over, but like it's still pretty intense. And the fact that it happened a month apart, and we've been here since 2008, and we've had power outages and storms, but not like this kind of shit striking down and then like a thing being blown out is just like. This is crazy. So before I have to put out any more money, let's see if we can fix this thing and find the problem.
Yeah. Lightning control. Okay. In my profession, I've seen CRTs unplugged, and when lightning hit, it flew out of the outlet. Oh, whoa. Was that like some
I've heard
Gremlins 2
about
shit?
that. Like glass, like exploding,
Yeah.
like even though it's not on. Yeah, I feel like that probably would honestly. That probably would have happened if I had, because sometimes I do have a CRT plugged in, not like on standby, but if I'm doing like a video, it's plugged in or something. But like that could have happened because whatever the hell striked around here was strong, and
lightning can hit
it was
anything
grated.
directly, not damage anything, but it can destroy everything else. I lived in the lightning capital in the world, and seeing many things that lightning can do and will do. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey man, that's
Very,
all
very,
on
very scary.
Frank over there. He knows all about that stuff.
Unfortunately.
So Dreadpool, we need to get him the Raiden hat.
Maybe if Anthony puts a Raiden hat on his house, it'll spare him. Because it'll be like, oh, he's one of
I
us.
know, seriously. It's like, damn, dude. But it's all good. Sony problems aside, I think we can at least overcome that as well. Despite their lack of customer service and their shitty cloud service thing. That should just be like, honestly, like saves should just be able to be in the cloud, just like Xbox. You know, like what? Why is that already a problem? Because now, like experiencing this firsthand, and like, I mean, I can even be honest now. Like, I don't have my PlayStation stuff really like backed up. Beside, like, I have it up to a certain point, but I don't have like I have it on a USB up to a certain point. But when I had Plus, but like I don't really have my shit backed up. But like I don't really like on PlayStation, but I don't really like think about it that much because I don't really have that many saves I care about on the 5 like right now. Like there's some saves like Spider-Man and like a couple others, but I'm just like, do I really want to sign up for the service just to like it should just be included with like playing the damn thing, or at least on a USB. Like at least just let me put it on a little memory card of my own. Why does it have to be through Plus?
I think there's a way that you can sync your PlayStation Spider-Man save with the PC version. You have to sign up for Sony's
Like they're
their fucking thing or something to do that. I think.
yeah.
But that's how you could like
Yeah.
save your save without having Plus, I guess, or maybe you need Plus for that. I don't even know.
Well, I wish
Let me tell you something. To back it up to your USB stick, needing Plus is stupid.
yeah.
They're not doing any. They're not providing
That's
you
what
any
blew
service.
Kyle's mind. He was like, "What? Even the USB?" I was like,
Yep.
"Yeah." Like they really don't care about their consumers, and I'm still convinced that that's the case. I don't care, and I'm not saying Microsoft cares about us either, but god damn it, like these companies when they do shitty things, I'm just gonna fucking call it out, and I just think that's so stupid. I mean, even before this incident, I called that dumb. You shouldn't need Plus to back up your shit. But at the end of the day, like the MLB stuff, for example, I know that that's like cross progression or whatever. So I know that you can bring that over, but I just don't know like how you would go about uploading it and like making sure it's like on their service. Like, so if I went on MLB on Game Pass, like I'd have the PlayStation save. Like you're allowed to do that, apparently. That's what it says, but I just don't know how to
Sending it
upload it.
back. I'm sending it back. I'm not even gonna open
Back
it.
to the Future.
I didn't get it. I said screw it.
You cancel it?
Yeah, I don't want it. After we heard all the crap, I was like,
I
I'll
was
just
sick
wait.
and I couldn't even get to it, so I was like, but now
Wait, what
it's
happened?
no Final Fantasy 16. I got it, but I didn't open it. I'm sending
Oh.
it back
We're all sending our stuff back. This is horrible.
because it runs like shit.
Yeah,
They found out that this drops to 720p.
yeah. I'm waiting for PC if
Like,
if
are you
I want
fucking
to play
kidding
it.
me? Everyone's bitching about Starfield being 30, which look, I'm not happy it's 30 either. But it was it's 4K 30. Yeah, well, what the fuck is this? What is this? Come on.
Trash, dude.
That's a Barry Burton. What is this?
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what everyone said
720p.
when they turned that on.
2023. What a joke. Well, that rhymes. Wait, what's going on here? This guy Dreadpool's blown shit up. I didn't know he had powers.
He does apparently.
Don't want Anthony to be like the lightning guy from the Great Outdoors.
He said Anthony. Look how he spelled Anthony.
It blew a hole in the door and zigzagged through the house down the hallway in front of what?
Dude, that is scary.
I hope Final Fantasy 16 doesn't take too long for PC. That's gonna be 6 months to a year, buddy.
6 months, yeah, minimum.
That's what Sony wants. It's all right. This was the most underselling. Final Fantasy 15 sold more copies on release than this one.
And people aren't really liking 16 as much as they anticipated, so.
No, a lot of people are saying there's a lot of cutscenes.
Right.
Which, I mean, it's Final Fantasy. Of course there's going to be a lot of cutscenes.
The way I looked at it, I was like, I really don't have time to play it, and it runs like that, so forget it. Like, it's not even worth wasting the money right now.
Right. I'm looking at the video here.
Hey, this is Altered Beast.
A lot of people looked that up online. They were like, "Is the Sonic 2 level from Altered Beast?" And people were like, "There's no real proof that it's canon." It's like it's canon, bro.
It totally,
It's
you
the
can
same
see
shit.
it there. Yeah, how is it not?
Oh, you know why? Because your video is playing behind it.
Oh,
Because I was like, why is there video in between us? We'll get to your video after.
nothing to write home about.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is going back. The demo hooked me, and that's why I bought it. But I'm not playing a game that looks like shit. Sorry.
Not for that long. Like,
No.
it's hours long.
So what is it? What does it output?
I don't know. It starts at 1440p upscaled to 4K at 30
Okay.
FPS. Or you can do performance, which is 1080p, 60, but it's very blurry. And at times it dips down
As
to
the Vaseline shit.
Yeah, and it dips down to 720p. It does have the Vaseline effect though.
And the frames drop at
PlayStation
certain
has this
areas.
Vaseline effect with some of their third parties, and it's ridiculous. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
It doesn't have VRR. Xbox has all that stuff built in. This doesn't have half that stuff.
The game doesn't look that demanding though. That's what I don't get. It's like how's God of War running the way it does, and then you have this game
Yeah, and then you
where
have this come out.
it
It's
makes no
always the
sense.
third party games though. It's like shit.
They just can't get it right.
Can't get
Yeah.
it right.
Well, especially it's Final Fantasy, where you feel like they would put more of an emphasis on getting it to run. You know, I mean, they never really had a history of like. I mean, obviously, I know Final Fantasy VII remake because it was on the dinky PS4. It was kind of limited, but I don't know. I think
It looked alright on the
Fi-
5.
Yeah, that ran way better than this. I mean,
Yeah.
right.
Final
Well,
Fantasy VII looked fine.
well, that's what I was saying. But at launch, it was on the PS4, so like we had to suffer with like how it ran back then.
Yeah.
Now it's like it runs fine. So it's like you would think now that they have, or that we have, these consoles to our advantage, you would think that we would get something with Final Fantasy that'd be up to snuff with, what they've done before, because they've always been pretty good games graphically. I mean, I don't follow them with the story and stuff very well, but like they always looked really good. So that kind of is a bummer because I haven't seen it firsthand.
The
I haven't played the
demo's really
demo
good,
either.
but we were playing the demo and it looked like shit. I was like,
It's
whatever.
fun, but
Yeah.
it looks bad.
And then they
So you're trying to
declared,
give it the benefit of the doubt, like maybe the final game looks better.
well, yeah, but then they declared the final game didn't need a day one patch because it was finished and there's no more to put in. And then it required a day one patch. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
And now that they made like no money on this game, forget it. They're putting themselves out of business.
They're extremely broke too, so they probably put as little effort in as they could to not spend money on top of
Well,
everything.
no, because they're taking the exclusivity deal, and
Yeah.
because of that, their hands are tied. They're not making the money that they thought they were going to make. Even if Sony's paying them on the side, which they pretty much are, it's not enough money.
Yeah.
They can't subsidize
And people are seeing this.
a
They're like,
million
"Oh, why would I
copies.
buy another Final Fantasy game? These guys suck." It's just not.
It-
It's not a good look for the company right now.
They're like in Capcom's spot 10 years ago where they have constant failures, they're not doing what people want, like they're just flopping badly. They've spent all that money on the Avengers license, blew it. They made Outriders, they blew it. Now they're doing this and it's not working. And then they put out the Pixel remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through whatever, which is great, but why would you limit it to Switch and like PC or whatever? Or like I don't even know what it's on. It's not on
what I'm
Xbox, it's
saying.
not on like something else. Dumb.
I don't think Square's in a financial position game will be exclusive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking.
If I was them, I'd put everything on PC. Even if you get an extra 1,000,000, 2,000,000 copies, like, just try.
Dreadpool said they published Outriders. They didn't create Outriders.
Right. Okay. I don't
I
know.
hope the
They gotta
PC
figure
port
it out.
goes to 15 port. Well, it better not look like that. That's for sure. It better not look like the PS5 version because that's insane.
Even Chocobo Racing, they put it out as like a games with a service, and it did so bad that they just like if you have the game, they just gave you all the content because like it's just not selling. The game's just not working.
They got to get with it.
They're in big trouble right now. They're gonna have to figure something out.
That's the thing too. It's like, again, I think a lot of the issues with some of the stuff that's just launching, not as up to par with how it should be. I think that's what's just kind of making us kind of burned out on that.
The motion blur is making people sick too and can't be turned off. Vaseline on a whore's ass. Yeah, I guess it is RWK. Vaseline and Jim Ryan? What?
Ew.
I didn't say that.
You have to whisper about your feelings on Final Fantasy.
Do you think their financial straits is what led them to give up whatever rights they had to the Mario RPG? Do you think that Nintendo paid them for that stuff?
No.
It just was over?
I don't know what happened. I know that Nintendo didn't want to work with them to like redo Mario RPG.
They didn't acknowledge it for however long it's been.
I don't think Square is any mention on that box.
No, but I wonder, like, I think they own some of the assets or something. I don't know. It was something weird. But
let somebody else figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak on something I don't know about.
No, we don't know for sure.
I think this will be my last generation of console. I'll switch to PC for new games. I think that Microsoft's telling everybody that consoles won't be around too long. I don't think anybody's getting the hint.
The new consoles are coming out in 2028.
Phil Spencer's like, yeah, fuck consoles. We want mobile. It's like, okay, we know that, but... And then Satya's like, yeah, consoles, I don't think they'll be around that much longer. It's like, well, what are you doing? What are you guys saying here? And they got all the gamers on their side for this deal, and it's like, yeah, help us with this deal so we can put everything on mobile. Game Pass. So I don't know I don't know what they're gonna do with the consoles down the line, but
remember 2020 save your money? Now we need something for 2028 because that's when allegedly when the next consoles are coming out.
2028, don't be late.
Saving is great.
Something tells me they will be late.
Oh,
they always figure out how to screw this stuff up. They are looking at the next generations where they will play. Here's the thing. I don't.
Yes.
Here's the thing, though. What I'm worried about is they're flat out telling people like they're done with consoles. And people are like, yeah, we're done with consoles. Now we want everything on Game Pass. It's like, okay, great, but you just told everyone you're done with consoles. So when mobile slows down, which I don't know if it ever will, are you gonna still have your consoles around? Are you still gonna make consoles? Like, I don't think.
What about the games?
Yeah, you're gonna have to stream or have a PC, probably.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Richard is making the fair assessment here.
Yeah,
you might. PC is probably the way to go.
The console in the Xbox's next console might literally just be like a streaming box. They might not even.
Yeah, your discs don't mean anything anyway, so it's just like you might as well just get your digital shit on now. Build up your library. Get stuff on sale.
The next consoles are all digital.
They have to be. Oh, a lot of the games are all digital now.
The generation after that's probably going to be all streaming, but I'll be gone by that.
Yeah, but it's like, but if you're getting into a PC, to any degree at any point, even if you don't own one yet. If there's sales and stuff, just start buying games. Just start getting stuff that you want on PC to play, even if it's something you played before in the past, and just start building that arsenal, even if you're not going to be touching a PC build until a year from now. Well, there's going to be a year's worth of sales. And the same thing could be even if you don't have a console and you just see shit that you'd want to buy on your accounts, respectively. But just to get, but more so for the PC thing, especially because if people embrace that more, and a lot of times you can get games for a cheaper price just off the bat, not even like waiting for a sale. So there's a lot that kind of makes it easier when you realize that that option is there. So it's never too late to build up your arsenal of games on Steam. Yeah, all that stuff's digital anyway. So PC, you don't really have a choice. So at least consoles, you have a choice right now.
Yeah, but Steam isn't fucking you over. Like Steam is like, buy your
no,
shit.
yeah, Steam's seamless as hell. It's seamless as hell. It's the mods are awesome too that support it on there, and you can do your own custom shit on there. It's really lenient with a lot of that stuff.
And it syncs your saves too.
Yeah, syncs the saves immediately. I don't got to turn on a setting. You know, yeah. I mean, 10 years ago I started my library, so it's still growing, still has stuff on it. So
I gotta go back.
do it now.
There's a lot.
Do it now.
2028. Fuck Jim Ryan on a date, says RWK. You could do that if you want, man, but I'm good. I don't think Jim Ryan's gonna be working next week.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even
He
think
might
he'll
not have a
last
job next
28,
week.
but yeah.
Did you guys hear about the Switch? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I'm very not happy with that. Dreadpool says my wife even said, "What the fuck is that?" PS5 looks like Lady Bits. She wasn't that polite.
Lady Bits.
I'm sick of buying a new console and getting games at 30 FPS or 720p. Says
Well,
Richard.
that's kind of what we're saying too with the, with Final Fantasy. I think like if you have these big titles, like if Resident Evil is releasing like this, which obviously it kind of got a little broken after the fact, but at least like the majority of the Resident Evils have launched pretty well with, it doesn't, at least like there's an option. I mean, with Final Fantasy, it sucks because you're stuck on the PlayStation. There is no option. At least with like RE4 Remake, it was like, hey, play it on the Series X. At least with this update, you're good, and you have an option. Here, it's like when you're boxed into a corner, and what they give you is like, it looks like the Vaseline smear. It's a very disheartening thing. It's like, dude, this is Final Fantasy. Like, this is like a pretty large franchise that transcends like generations, and it's launching like this on a exclusive deal, and why does it look like that or
because
perform
Sony
like
fucking
that?
sucks. Okay, we all know that. All right, I'm sick of fucking being nice about this. Sony sucks ass. Okay. And by the way, remember that the next time you buy a PlayStation, remember all the taxpayer dollars they just cost everybody this stupid fucking trial. Because they got exclusive with God of War and Spider-Man. Okay? Who gives a shit?
The worst foundation for a case ever.
The worst
But
fucking
we'll talk about that.
horrible thing. And this guy's
Just
on
something that's
there in
still
the
going
tape
on.
deposition saying, "Oh yeah, we're not hurt by the deal. Well, we're gonna be okay." And then he's like, "Well, we need Call of Duty. I know they're not gonna take away Call of Duty, but we need Call of Duty." It's like, make up your fucking mind, bro. I'm surprised the judge didn't be like, "This guy is serious over here," and then just fucking shut the case off.
I mean,
He's like,
You win, you lose. Fucking see you later.
they've been I was gonna say they've been seeing like the same shit week in and week out. I feel like this is just like an
And then on
ongoing.
Twitter, the people that are like posting like what's going on, they're posting the same thing like 5 fucking times. I'm like, what's happening next?
Yeah. They just post the same quotes and stuff.
Like, I'm so sick of this shit. So stupid. What we got going on here? Let's say. 2028 fucking yeah, all right. PlayStation just partnered with Steam. Why? Gabe
They're
Newell
winning
hates
right
fucking
now.
Sony. Where have you been?
Plus, they're
Well,
winning technically.
Gabe Newell
yeah, I was
hates
gonna say
Sony with a passion.
Steam is just like, yeah, we're doing
When
our
he
own
looked at
thing.
the PlayStation 3, he said on film, he goes, "This machine's a piece of shit."
It was.
He's not. He's not on the Sony camp.
Now, when you buy like Spider-Man on PC, do you have to get it through like their
No,
store?
not
It's right
yet.
on Steam.
Apparently, they want to make their own store. I don't see that happening because they got rid of their Sony movies thing. It's like, bro, you're a movie studio.
They don't want to host their own. They'd have to have servers and host files. They
You
don't
can
want
buy
to do
the
that.
games on Steam,
Yeah.
but they're not going to partner directly with Steam. Just not going to happen unless Gabe buys them, which he could do. It'd be nice to be Gabe Newell, huh? You got enough money, you can just do whatever you want.
I don't like
Yeah,
what they're doing. I'll just buy them.
yeah, I'll just do this.
Well, he didn't like the
I'll
Switch,
make
and he
this
made the
move.
Steam Deck.
That's true.
He's like, you know what? This is embarrassing. And he's sitting there talking. Whoever was with him on the plane, he's like, can we get our own thing going on?
And
The Steam
remember,
Deck, so like I was saying, that was his response. Sorry, what were you saying?
they posted the video of the Steam Deck, and it had the Switch emulator on it, and they like take it down and fix it. It's like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Jeremiah looks like a total douchebag for not being in court. Why
Someone
would he go to court in a country he doesn't like? You know what I mean? Like, why would he even do that? Because he's a bitch. Final Fantasy has been multi-plat for a decade, excluding 7 Remake, which should be on Xbox. Yeah, well, they're paying them every year not to put it on, so. Eventually, they're
it'll
going to
just
stop
keep
paying them,
happening.
and it's going to be too late. It's already too late. Because that hurt the sales of Crisis Core, because people on Xbox were like, why would I buy Crisis Core if I can't play the fucking game? Why would I buy the prequel to the game that I can't play? That's like if what was it? What's the prequel to Resident Evil 7? And the
Maybe
Zoe
prequel, like
and
like well, there was the teaser,
nah, fuck that. That not the demo. What's the final DLC that's the prequel? End of Zoe or Zoe of Life?
yeah,
What
and
the
there's Zoe, and then there's the banned footage. There's like banned footage,
Okay.
which was supposed to kind of fill in the gaps.
All right,
And then
Anthony.
the
Say End of Zoe was only exclusive to PlayStation, and nobody could
Right.
play it on the other consoles. It's like you're taking it away. Why-
Yeah, it's like, why did you do that when you had, when like let's say Resident Evil 6, for example, had all its content on everything. Resident Evil 5 had Lost in Nightmares
Or-
and Desperate Escape on everything.
Or they
Like, it-
only put End of Zoe on Xbox.
yeah, or
And it's
Desperate
like
Escape was only on
you
Xbox.
can't play 7, but you
Lost
can
in-
play End of Zoe on Xbox. It's like, why would I even play
Yeah.
this when the fucking game's not coming out?
Or look at Shadows of Rose. They could have did the same thing, right? Been like, oh yeah, this is only on PlayStation. And it's like, well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, people bought Village on both. So it's like, but yeah, it's I just think that those poor decision making, again, with these like companies that don't change their ways, and it just stays the
You
same.
know what it is? It's Japanese company helping another Japanese company. So I get what they're doing, and they're being paid for it, but they're not being paid enough to subsidize all that stuff. And
Right, they'll see eye to
they're
eye
losing their
immediately.
groove. It's like Sony's purposely weakening them to buy them. Which,
It
by the
looks
way,
like that.
we do have some news about Square trying to be acquired by Microsoft, but we'll get to that. We still got to get to the big stuff here.
But you know what drives me nuts about that stuff? Like, so Square will put Crisis Core on Xbox, and then, like you said, no one's gonna buy it because they can't play the rest, and then they're gonna be like, "See, it doesn't sell on Xbox." Like, that's what they
That's
do.
exactly what happened.
It's so backwards. That's an ass backwards way of doing business.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, it's so old school.
In one of the emails, Jim Ryan made a joke about the ABK thing, and he was like, "P.S. They would have had better luck launching an electric car or something." And I'm like,
Oh,
"What,
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
have an electric car
Uh,
in Japan?"
Righto, joke's on them.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot, bro. That's all right. He won't have a job next week.
No, he might not. This might be
He'll be
it.
spending
won't
more
last
time with his
2018. I'll
family.
tell you that much.
Well, what? 2018?
I said won't. Yeah, it won't last until 20. Or we're saying like 2018 is the next like console. It's like, yeah, he's not even gonna come close to that.
2018,
2018.
2028. Going back in
or
time,
20
buddy.
or 2028. Sorry,
You're bringing the PS6 back in time?
the
Wow, I didn't
PS6
know we'd have
back.
time travel
Yeah.
back.
Daughter's DLC. What DLC is that? Um,
Yeah, I just don't understand the whole like just oh yeah, we're just gonna keep paying them because I was looking forward to playing Final Fantasy VII on Xbox, like the remake,
right.
but I'm still waiting, and I'll wait
It would
forever.
look badass with VRR and all that stuff. HDR would look really nice.
It's stupid because regular Final Fantasy is on everything too. It's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, regular Final Fantasy 7, I mean.
Imagine being a you know, like a fan of it, and then again, like you just switch consoles for whatever reason, and then yeah, you just get kind of like screwed like that. You're like, wow, I guess screw me for just choosing a different console.
I own them. We own all the consoles, but it's just. Can you give me the
Well, no, but I'm
option of where
saying
I
like
want to buy
someone,
this shit?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like someone
Yeah.
that would buy the console just on their own. It's like if they just had one
Here's the
choice.
fucking thing, and Jim Ryan's a fucking bitch because I'll tell you what. He's like, yeah, we don't want them. We don't want them to have dev kits because we don't want them to know our secrets. It's like your console is highly underpowered compared to their console.
You have
It's
to
based
whisper
off the same
about the secret.
architecture. What
What are
kind
they
of
gonna
fucking
do?
secrets are you fucking hiding in the console that they're gonna pick it apart? They're just gonna see your console is made like dog shit. With the
They're gonna
little
be like, why
ribbons
can't
and the
we
little
run this
cables,
thing?
the mini thing, where their console's built like a real man, like an engineer fucking sat there and built it. You know what I mean?
It's not the guy that looks like he hates his life and he hates you.
And that guy left. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
no,
why he hates
he
you?
was
Because there's
done after that
75,000
video.
fucking screws in that machine. That's why he had that look on his face, like, you want me to take this shit apart?
And they wouldn't let him leave until he did it. They forced him to stay there.
Yeah, and
all
that's when he
day long.
quit.
They locked him in that like sterile white room that was like, you know, all PS5 themed, and he was just like, he couldn't leave. He was like, I'm stuck here. Please help.
It's the SSD that runs the fax and acts as a GPU. Fast and acts like a GPU.
The magic SSD.
It's the boat of doom.
The
I don't
SSD that adds more RAM. Come on. Hey, Mark,
Just download more
genius.
RAM.
He don't look like one. He looks like something
Well,
else.
I guess Perry's gonna feel that dude's pain when he has to open up the dead PS5 and try to.
Well, here's the
revive
thing.
it.
I don't have to break the whole machine now, but you pretty much have to take it apart.
Yeah,
So you have to take the machine apart to the point where you don't have to mess with the thermal or the liquid metal. Like that shield stays on. You just have to get the board out of the fucking plastic shell. Because they put the power supply like in the worst possible location as you can imagine on that thing.
yeah.
That's
And you're
probably
like,
why
no, it's in the
probably
back.
make
Yeah,
you
but
hate
when
it.
you open it, it's like fucking like underneath all these boards and underneath all these ribbon cables and stuff. It's a fucking nightmare.
It's gonna make you hate Sony even more.
That's
be
why
like,
they
"What?"
don't want to fucking fix it because they know how fucked up that machine is.
They don't even want to try it.
They don't
yeah,
even
they're
want
like,
to. They don't walk out. All right, what are we saying here? Anthony, I'm playing 7 Remake on PC. It's amazing. Play it on when you build yours. Yeah, didn't you play it on PC?
I
At one
played. I played 7 on PC. A couple years back. Probably when it dropped, actually, more than a couple years. But yeah, I mean, I never. I don't think I've ever played Village on PC or
No, he
like
means
3
Final
Remake
Fantasy
or
7.
oh, Final Fantasy 7. I thought you said Resident Evil. No, I've never played. I've only played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4 Pro, but I never actually gave it a shot on the 5, which like I probably will.
No,
at
I
this
mean he
point
wants to know if you played Remake 7 on PC.
Oh no,
Okay.
no. Yeah, no. I probably could have tried, but it probably would have ran like shit, and that's probably why I
Well,
didn't
when
try.
we
But
build the big one, we'll test it on there.
yeah, I mean that's definitely going to be my time to go back and try to experience a lot of that shit in the better resolution and performance, RE4 remake included.
Yeah, Mark said, yeah, he don't look like a genius.
An evil genius.
I could say so many things about that dude. I don't know. Like I said before. If you heard it, you heard it. If you didn't, you didn't.
Oh god, that guy.
I'm just gonna fucking say it. I don't care. He looks like a guy that at night dresses like a librarian and fucking rapes and murders men. That's what he fucking looks like. Okay? He's got a weird fucking look on his face. He doesn't look normal. And all these fanboy guys like, yeah, Mark Cerny. It's like, this guy looks like he's demented. Is it just me? You look at a photo of this guy, he's like, with his fucking Adam's apple and
He's like
his fucking eyes
Frankenstein.
up. And he talks like this. Oh, it's like, what the fuck? This guy doesn't look normal to me. I'm sorry. I look at this guy, I'm like, I'm living in a parody right now. You know, like Not Another Teen Movie or something? That's what this fucking guy looks like he's out of.
You know he lives in a big ass castle where he works on the PlayStation, like Frankenstein.
It's like Salazar's castle. It's like
Yeah.
It looks
Mr.
like
Jim Ryan.
Mr. Kennedy.
it looks
Mr.
like
Jim
the church lady from Saturday Night Live.
Ryan.
I always think he looks like that movie Split, but I don't know.
I never saw that movie. Was Split or Click? Click I didn't see. Split I don't know.
No, Click was Adam Sandler.
Then what
Split was the
was
Unbreakable
Split?
sequel or whatever.
The who?
It was Split was the sequel to Unbreakable with that like
Okay,
crazy
yeah,
guy.
I didn't see
M. Night
that, but I
Shyamalan
know
Ding
that.
Dong.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's VB. What's up?
I
You
knew
should
that was
write a
coming.
horror story. The librarian. Yeah, that wouldn't be me, but yeah, that would definitely be him. The Vaseline librarian. Hey, I'm not reading that.
I
Are you
knew that
crazy?
was coming. I was waiting for it.
He was trying to get me to say it.
Yep.
And the rest of the guys, what's up? Split was pretty good. Yeah, I did the voice of Split for Fred's video. But yeah, that's what Mark Cerny to me looks like. Say what?
He's trying.
The librarian.
That's what he looks like to me.
Me too.
I mean, it's not a bad comparison. I mean, I think it's fair. He puts himself there. It's like the dude that dressed himself on that event that we streamed. It's like if you put yourself in that position, you leave the house like that. It is what it is. It's free game at that point.
I don't know. Anyway, what's going on with this whole thing? This FTC shit.
Oh my god. It's just been laid out before us. All of it. It's all
Yeah,
on the table.
everyone's crying online. So
So the first like day, I guess. I don't know, but one of the first days.
first day of many days.
It came out that the PlayStation was using their market share. They have a larger market share than Microsoft, and they were using that to have Activision go to the table with Microsoft and say, "Hey, we need a bigger cut of the profit," because they were making less. There's less Xboxes, so for Activision to make Call of Duty for less Xboxes, they're going to make less money. So they wanted a larger profit from Call of Duty on Xbox. So that was day one. That was a pretty big thing that we found out. So PlayStation is their split is 70-30. Microsoft's is 80-20. So we found that out. Then we found out that Sony was in talks to make Starfield exclusive. Like they had made Ghostwire and Deathloop. So Microsoft was like, we got to stop this. And that's one of the reasons that they went after them to buy them. Because they were like, we're not going to lose all the Bethesda games. PlayStation. This is ridiculous. So they literally had to buy Bethesda to stop Sony. So that was another big one. We found out that Microsoft considered buying Sega, Niantic, and Bungie to help their mobile division. So they would have owned the company that makes Pokemon Go if they got Niantic, which is kind of odd. I don't know how that would have worked.
What the hell?
They tried, or it was in talks,
Talked
and
about.
that was redacted, but they didn't redact it properly. So we all found out about that.
We found out a lot that didn't redact properly today.
Yeah, that was another big
We'll get
one.
to that.
They also considered buying Square at one point, I believe. That was in there somewhere. Microsoft claimed that Sony's Project Q will release later this year, and it'll be under $300. So they have some insight to that. Yeah, that's under $300, which we all knew that that it's going to be around there and it's going to flop. Okay, here we go. Microsoft wanted to acquire Square in 2019. That's when they were thinking about it. We had more information from Bobby Kotick about Nintendo's next console, which we got to talk about. If this is true, it's very bad. But he's saying it's on par with the power of the PS4 and Xbox One. So if that's the case, we're screwed, because that means another 8 years of that. Now, a lot of people said that's not what he said, but I don't know. That's what I'm reading. And
if it's true, then that's 10 years behind in technology. You know what I mean? Like,
that's ridiculous.
Come
if
on,
they
Nintendo,
do,
what are you
that.
doing? Nintendo could be like the rulers of the galaxy tomorrow, and they just choose not to be. If that's true, Nintendo's dead.
No, he's right. I mean, it's at that point, it's like they can't go back to that. They're gonna have to figure
that
something out.
That really isn't like that's such a bummer, because it's like, think about Nintendo GameCube and how much that was really bringing to the table on all fronts. And it just seems like such a long time ago, and it was. But you're right. They could really just take that crown.
They could. They don't want to.
To some people, they already have, because I know there's it's to fanboys to any degree, they're gonna say, oh, they're the best because of X, Y, and Z. But man, Nintendo's been lacking on the performance big time. Even
that Wii U, man, that was like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, even with the
not the Wii U,
the
I mean the Wii.
Yeah,
like about the Wii, because once the thing with the Wii was, and we all know the story. The casuals picked it up. It sold like crazy for Wii Sports, and Nintendo was like, "Wow, we could get away with making no hardware and making a ton of profit." And ever since then, man, I mean, it's been downhill.
They knew they could just rest on the IP.
How can we innovate lesser technology? And that's what they've been doing. And it's like, enough's enough, man. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I really want to stop buying this shit, but it's like you can't, because there's games that you want to play. But it's like I'm buying a machine for X amount of dollars to play a couple of games. You know what I mean? It's getting to a point where, remember when you bought the 360, you felt like you got your money's worth?
Absolutely.
Or you bought the PS2 and you felt like you got your money's worth. There were so many games out there. Now it's like I'm buying the machines. Half the games fucking run good. The other half of the games don't. It's like, why am I buying this stuff? So, if I wasn't in the games, I'd get rid of all this shit. But I can't. So I can sit here and talk shit, but at the end of the day, they know they got me, and it just sucks. But that's the feeling that I have. It's like, I'd get rid of all this shit tomorrow if I could. Because they really don't care. These companies don't give a shit. That Pokemon game that came out last year, That was fucking pathetic.
That's what set me over the edge. That I haven't bought any. The only Switch game I bought since that was Metroid Remastered. That was it. I haven't bought another thing. I downloaded them all because I'm not buying it. I refuse.
Yeah. That's
I'm
the way
gonna
it
buy
should be.
Mario RPG, obviously, because like it's
Yeah, because fucking fat ass Chino's on the cover.
I love Gino. It's
Yeah,
like one of my
fuck him.
favorite games of all time. But
He's a piece of shit.
even Pikmin 4, I might just download it.
Gino, he was in fucking prison.
I don't know why people are obsessed with him. He's just like a little character in the game. I mean, he's got a big part, but he's not great.
Yeah, he's a
He's a
fucking
doll.
criminal. He's a criminal.
I don't know. People are just weird. They obsess over things, and that it becomes the thing. It's like Code Veronica. It's the same thing with Gino. Like, oh, when's Gino coming to Smash? I've heard it for 25 years now, and I'm like, he's never coming to Smash. And then now I look stupid because they put his costume in there, and we're getting the game. So I don't know, but
He's still not in it though.
no, he's not actually in it. But when's Code Veronica Gino?
When's Code Veronica coming to Smash?
Never.
Do you like Lady D? Huh?
I hope that these rumors are not true about Nintendo, but I wouldn't put it past them at this point. I was hoping for at least the Series S power.
It would get them another door into the cell phone market. Master Chief Go. Oh, I see what you're saying. They bought
Oh my god. Imagine that.
Why can't Nintendo update their hardware? It's not that they can't, they just don't want to.
They don't give a shit.
You know how much money they made off the Switch? They made enough money for the next 25 years. All they need to do, here's the thing, Nintendo. All they need to fucking do is, and people think I'm nuts for this, but it's the truth. You keep your handheld, whatever the next one is, Switch 2 or whatever. And what you do is, you put your games on Xbox. Okay? You keep your games on your handheld because people are going to buy them anyway. But you put the games on Xbox, Sony's dead. Like it's over. Because you know how much money Nintendo can make if Mario's also on Xbox?
It would just sell millions and millions and millions more copies.
Everybody's happy.
But they're another one where they just have these like ass backwards business things. It's like they're afraid, like, oh, we can't make a console and charge $500.
And people are like, oh, they want to protect their IPs. It's not even, you port the games. They just look better on the Xbox. And Nintendo doesn't care about graphics anyway, because who gives a shit? They're doing a fucking handheld thing, right?
Yeah. But and
people double dip, especially Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans are going to buy the game digital on both. They're going to buy the games physical on both. They're going to buy all the DLC on both.
Amiibos, DLC, everything they put out, people will buy.
Every fucking thing you can do.
Controllers, they buy it.
Yeah, imagine if they license that thing and they're like, you get this custom-made Mario Xbox controller.
Be amazing. But that's what I don't get about them. They're so afraid. They're like, we can't put out a console that's $500, and it's like, why not? People will buy it now. There's the same principle that you use that people are buying.
Yeah,
the crappy
but they don't
hardware.
even have like an online infrastructure. They're not gonna upload patches and stuff to go back and forth between. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying,
I think they're gonna handle last games. You know, or go ahead.
I think the new Switch is gonna be all digital.
Well, they said,
or the new whatever it is.
They confirmed that this time they're gonna try to make it easier, so you don't have to go through all the hoops for your account. Like you'll just log in on the new Switch and your account will be there. That's what they're saying.
Get rid of the friend codes too. Like get rid of that shit.
They don't
just have a name. Like I know it's too baked in now, but it's like goddamn.
This is a hot take. I think the next Switch is gonna be, or the next generation is gonna be, a digital machine.
People will lose their minds.
They'll lose their minds, but they're still gonna buy it to play Pokemon. So they're
absolutely
all full of shit.
Everyone will still buy it no matter what.
That's why I think.
You think that's why they're scared?
They're scared because it's too close to what's going on, but it's going to be digital and it's not going to be backwards compatible unless you bought that stuff digital.
Right.
Because why the fuck are they scared? It makes no sense.
Unless it's not enough of an upgrade.
New Switch have cartridges? I don't think it will. It might,
No.
but I don't think it will.
The problem with cartridges is they're too small, number one, and number two, like even on Pikmin 4, the load time. That I know it's on
It's
the
not
cartridge.
even a load time, but it's the fact that like the games aren't even on the fucking cartridge anyway.
Yeah, you have to download it. Yeah, exactly. They're not big enough to store the games.
The manufacturer, remember they were trying to hit up the developers for the bigger cards, and the developers were like, "Fuck that, we'll just do a day one patch."
And that's a lot of money to waste on manufacturing cartridges and printing that. It's like it's even harder than discs to do at that point.
The next Switch will be made by Asus, then I ain't buying that shit.
The Switch roll.
It's gonna fucking break in like a month. Imagine Nintendo fans are more crazed with the physical stuff.
They are.
They are. Badly. But hey, they tried it with Zelda Wind Waker and it worked.
And
I don't think you guys remember that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you could play Wind Waker 2 weeks early if you bought it digital.
They've been doing that lately. They did it with Metroid, and now Pikmin 1 and 2. It's not even coming out till September physical, but it's out digital right now. So people are going to double dip or just buy it digital.
Yeah,
they're doing it already.
They're doing it already. And people are doing it. They're buying it.
Alan Wake 2. That's just the beginning.
You know it's only the beginning.
You know it's only the beginning. Step up and download your copy now.
Step up because you're the ass.
Yeah. You're the ass that can't use the disc anymore.
So we're making fun of it. Stone Cold was on he was on Sunday Night Heat in like 2000. And Disturbed was at WWF New York performing his theme song. This is the end of the show. And the lyric is step up because you're the next. Okay? they're performing live. And you just hear, step up because you're the boo. Like they bleep. They thought he said ass, so they bleeped.
Because you're the ass.
Step up because you're the ass.
Why would he have that as his song? That's horrible.
So he bleeped out the word next. Because whoever had the dump button thought it was fucking ass. Alright, speaking of Pikmin, we're going to switch on over here to your little guy.
It's 90% cutscenes and like...
Wait, that's not your guy.
10% playing.
I literally haven't played Pikmin since the first one. Honestly. It's been a long time.
Well, on your special Switch, you can download 1 and 2. They play better on there.
Wow.
It's what's funny? I was thinking about all the people that spent an absolute fortune on the Wii version because that was like the best way to play. And then now it just came out on Switch like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Physical cocky, says the alchemist. Yes.
I guess that's what's kind of cool about, like the new releases sometimes make them go and like, oh yeah, we'll just put the other ones out there, you know? So even if like the new one's crappy, it's like, all right, we got 1 and 2.
But I don't know why they waited till now. The other one's coming out in less than a month, July 21st. It's like, why didn't you put these out all year long?
Yeah, that's really...
So people could play them. Like, they're really quick games. You could beat Pikmin 1 in like a couple hours, but still, it's like...
Yeah, it's like,
why did you not do that?
You have it. You literally own it. Just put it out.
If the new Switch has more focus on dock gameplay, probably not.
Don't get excited for anything.
For the kill. Yeah, it's VB, but MTV bleeped it out. They thought he said ass.
Step up, because you're the ass in line for the kill.
Yeah. I like how
even if there was no lyrics after that, who would sing "Step Up" because you're the ass?
Yeah. And like it's a theme song written for a wrestler. Like I don't get it. And you work for the company and you're like in charge of producing, and then you just cut him out. Like I don't get it.
He didn't even curse.
I don't understand.
The ass in line for the kill. That's it.
It's only the beginning.
What if the guy with the dump button just kept freaking bleeping every word out of the guy's mouth?
Yeah. The whole performance is just censored.
Please says a 17 gig update. Yeah, it's for the final
Final
transmission. That's what you're downloading, even if you didn't buy it.
That's it.
All right. So what else is going on with this case?
Okay. Also, we found out from a court document from Sony, which was not redacted properly, the PlayStation and Call of Duty's deal expires in 2024, but it does not include Call of Duty 2024. We also found out that Last of Us 2 and Horizon cost $220 million to make, which is absurd because Horizon.
So they had these things redacted, but you could see right through them.
They put it on a Sharpie over it, but when you put it on the scanner, the light just went right
they
through
need
it.
that police thing. That's the police.
Oh, yeah.
That's on during AEW.
Yeah, that's right.
They need to get that thing.
Why
Use
don't
their
they
own
have
products.
$220 million? What the hell?
They spent a lot of damn money on those games.
Halo Infinite
That's
still
why
costs more.
Horizon was bundled. Because it didn't make anywhere near that, so they had to bundle it for an extra $50.
Halo Infinite was $500 million. Where the hell did that go?
Halo is Halo. Halo owns Halo. You know where that money went? Right in Bonnie Ross's pocket.
Yeah.
That's where that money went. Because I don't see that much production done in that game.
Alchemist, it was $212 million for Last of Us Part 2 and $220 million for Horizon.
Oh my god.
So those each. So it cost $450 million to make those games. $430 million.
It's just hard to see like where this money goes with
the hell
some
is
of these
this game?
games.
What do you mean?
This is the new Pikmin?
Yeah, you ride on
And this is a reboot?
I think it's a reboot because
This has nothing to do with the original.
No, it's different. But in the intro video, he talks about how he crash landed on the planet. So I'm like,
yeah, but you actually crashed in the
New
original
Beginnings?
game.
yeah, in the original game, you crash and you got to get the ship parts. This is different.
Hey, he's playing with dogs and shit now. Looks
Dude,
like a popple.
Wait till you see the enemy that I fight in a few minutes. You're gonna be like,
Probably a big cat.
No, it's like something very bad. But we'll just wait and see.
How is the AEW game? I don't know, because I'm not buying it.
It looks like ass. I saw someone streaming it before, and I was like, wow.
I will.
Is it coming out next week?
I'll pirate it.
Tomorrow.
It comes out right now. If it's on the websites.
Oh, it is, okay.
400 million, that's insane. Each Alchemist. 200 million combined? No. 220 million for each game.
Yeah.
Remember when Kid Rock said fuck on Raw? Probably. I saw that 100 years ago. Are you fighting a disco stick?
No. So I'm stupid because it says on the game, it says hold down X to rush. I thought it wanted me to hold down the stick and X. I'm like, why isn't it working? And then I was like, oh, I'm stupid. It says hold down X. So if you see me like screwing up, that's why.
For both film and video games, majority of the budget goes to the marketing, but still. No, that was without marketing. It clearly stated that, right?
That I believe that was just the development cost.
That was just the development cost, no marketing.
Let me see if it says.
Because they clarified that. Alchemist.
It says developing and producing AAA games.
Yep.
So that's what it said.
Yep. What?
The game costs that much to develop.
Yep.
And it says how many employees and everything too, but
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand, like, they do feel like big budget stuff, but it's just like sometimes you just wonder, like, where does a lot of
because
this
the
money
marketing
go?
was just the fact that it was the exclusive. That's what the marketing was.
Oh, so they could false advertise that Joel's in the game? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
oh yeah.
I couldn't let you down. I couldn't let you do
He's
this
got
by
to be in the
yourself,
bedroom
even though I'm
playing
not
the
actually in
guitar.
the game. Yeah, yeah. Even though I'm not actually in the game, but I'll teach you how to play guitar, but I'm not actually here.
The fucking dumb. I still that ending. She's about to fucking get revenge and kill this girl, and then all of a sudden Joel looks up and is like, Ellie, don't do it. And then he disappears, and then she's like, "Ah,
Well, I guess I
I'm
can't
gonna
do it
let
now.
you go." It's like, what?
Ellie, I'm a ghost. Oh, here's
Horrible.
that thing. Look at this thing that I'm fighting.
The porcupine.
It's like it looks like an ass or like something else.
It
I
looks
don't
like
know.
a
It's
nutsack.
yeah, it does. It totally looks like balls. Why is this a thing?
Because it's Nintendo.
They knew what they were doing.
I think they knew what they were doing with that. Because come on, how can that not be like?
I don't understand how that dog. Why is his
What?
tongue sticking out like he's stupid?
The little dog? Oh, this dog looks like he's like screwed up, but the actual dog that you get later is like cute. This one just looks stupid.
LOL. That's funny. If I wasn't sick, I would totally scream that. But is technology really that expensive now, or is it all money laundering? Hey, it's
Probably
a write-off. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
They said at the trial last week because they were like, "What was it about?"
What's that?
They were asking him about Call of Duty on the stand or something, and they were like, "So this is a write-off," and he's just like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, that's what they were. They were trying to get him to like admit weird stuff. Like, oh well, since because he was like, I forget what he said. Like, they only sell a certain amount of Call of Duty is on Xbox, and they're like, oh, so it's a write-off then, and it's like we don't get to write it off because Sony's selling more. Like, because we're
He
selling.
didn't
Like,
say that though. He just said, "I don't know what you're talking about."
yeah, but they were
Because
trying
it
to
was
say
like
like
a question out of left field.
they were trying to
That's
say
like, what kind of soda do you drink? Oh, Sprite. And then you're like, so you don't like coffee ice cream then, huh? It's like, what? Like that has nothing to do with it.
they were implying like, oh, since it doesn't sell well on Xbox, then you guys get a write-off. But they don't make Call of Duty yet, so it makes no sense. Like it literally made
Well,
no
they
sense.
think that buying the company would be like a big business write-off.
Which is
That's
not,
what they were trying to imply, but it had nothing to do with the initial question.
right.
And they just look stupid. It's like they're just throwing everything at the wall to see if it would stick. And
I
I'm
have
really
no
sick of
idea
them fucking
going.
telling this guy, oh, every question, do you swear to put Call of Duty on? It's like, who the fuck cares about Call of Duty? I hope he doesn't put Call of Duty on. I hope he's lying.
He lies his ass off.
I hope he lies, gets the thing, and goes, you know what? No fucking Call of Duty.
And then they were trying
Then
to
what are
get
they going
him.
to do? They're going to sue him for what?
At one point, they literally were baiting him. They were like, "Hey, so are you gonna put Diablo on PlayStation? Or are you gonna put like this game, like every single game?" And then the judge had to stop them and be like, "You can't do that. Like, how could he project in 10 years? I'm gonna put like an Xbox game on PlayStation."
RWK88 with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you again. Says, listen,
Thank you.
great show, guys. Good to see Anthony's back. He's going to listen till he goes to bed. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here and hanging out, man. Appreciate it as always. I don't know. All right, so continue on with this whole thing.
Yeah, so they were literally grilling him about which games individually were gonna go
Fuck
on
that.
to.
Talk about today.
And the other thing, something else happened today. Oh, the emails came out between Jim and Phil. They were negotiating.
Yeah, Jim Ryan wanted every fucking game before he would sign any terms. It's like, what?
And then I believe
that's like if McDonald's calls Burger King and says, listen, we're buying Wendy's. And Burger King's like, well, you got to give us the Big Mac.
That's exactly how it is. It's like perfect example.
I don't got to give you the fucking Big Mac.
We own it.
No, because if you buy Wendy's, you're going to make the Baconator, and the Big Mac and the Baconator are going to put the Whopper out of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand how you can agree to something like that.
You know what it is? I saw the second half of that email. The second portion of that email with all the demands sounds like Japan.
Yeah, it's like
it sounds like Japan told him, you better tell him that you want everything.
Right.
Because the first Jim Ryan part of the email seems genuine. Like, thank you for the response, let me see what we can work on or whatever. And then it's like
He like copy and pasted it from Japan.
yeah, I mean, it's like Japan's terms. Also
Their
took 4 months
terms
to
are
reply. I didn't know that. Look at
the
that. 4
the
months.
terms are ridiculous. Like they're absolutely out of
You
control.
know
And then
why it took 4 months? Because they probably had Jim Ryan go over there to Japan. They probably locked him in a fucking room, tied him up, and beat the shit out of him. And then when they figured out what they wanted, they opened the room and they let him out. I said, "You will email this back to him." And they
Right
wrote it
away.
all in Japanese, and he had to convert it with Rosetta Stone for like a month on his computer and type it.
They make it so hard for him to do his job. They'll torture him. They could easily translate it, but they just won't. Oh my god. I don't know.
Man.
They're crazy with that. But I also heard something along the lines of they asked him there was something where like they were like, have your demands been met? And he was like, well, they said all these games. Oh no, Anthony's gone.
Now he's in front of my face.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
They said all these games that they were going to put on PlayStation, and he was like, well, you didn't say Overwatch 2 specifically, and it's like the game is not even
It wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, it's like Jim Ryan will just pick anything to try to like stop it. And I think that it's coming to light now how absurd this is. And that's why things are still up in the air, but it's looking better for Microsoft now. Because everything's just exposed. Like no one can lie. No one can say it's like it's
Yeah,
all
because remember when we did that one update, and I forget when it was, but it was like all emails, like everything will be like shown, and we were like, all the cards are going to be out on the table, and like that, and it's true. It's like it got to the point where everything's
Sony
being
didn't want to give the
shown here.
paperwork, remember?
no, they
Yeah,
tried to
yeah,
delay it.
yeah. They were trying to push that shit, and it's like, dude, come on. We know what's going on here, and it's like it's not like everybody else isn't getting exposed too. You know what I mean? So it's time.
And
It's time.
also today, Bobby Kotick, who this to me was a smart move. He came out and he was like, "Hey, listen, I don't like subscription services because I make less money." But that makes Microsoft's case look better that they're pro-consumer, because basically he's saying like,
Well, he knows.
he was
wants
being
his-
honest. But go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like subscription services, but I want my golden parachute.
Well, that's the thing. When they buy the company, he's going to be out of there anyway, so he doesn't care if they do
He's going to
subscription
get
models.
a severance package from Activision. He's going to get a severance package from Microsoft.
Yes.
He's going to
And
get
then
his
Jim
fucking-
doing
Ryan's
the deal.
gonna
His
be
stock's
snuck
cashed
out the
out.
back door. They'll be like, "All right, Jim Ryan, you're done being our puppet now. You can
He
you
might
can
be
retire."
done being a puppet by next week, or maybe by Friday.
Yeah,
They said
we really won't be
by next
surprised
week
when
they might have a ruling. So
yeah, like when we come on here and say, yeah, that's it for Jim Ryan. Like I will not be surprised.
If
Any
anything,
Wednesday now.
Let me tell you something. If anything, they should probably keep him, because look how far he went with this.
he did. Took,
I mean, he
wasted
cost us all our
his time.
taxpayer dollars, so that's cool, right?
Yeah, it
Fucking
just shows
dickhead.
how yeah, it's like a lot of even the people they put in place to make these
Let me tell you something, Anthony.
arguments.
He cost us our taxpayer dollars for this shit, but at the same time, more important stuff could have been focused on than this. Like, that could affect our lives. You know what I mean? But time's
Yeah,
been
this has been
wasted
going on
because
forever.
a couple of fucking companies are fucking worried about Call of fucking Duty. They should tell Jim, hey,
Shooter.
you like Call of Duty so much, why don't you go to the battlefield, the front lines? Oh, I can't do that.
No.
Throw it, yeah. Go on a fucking world tour.
No.
Imagine if you went back in time and remember when that guy in the back room picked up Call of Duty and he laughed. It's like if you only knew
Oh yeah.
what was going to happen with this franchise, like how
This
serious
franchise
Yeah.
would cost us our taxpayer dollars.
literally
Jim
be
Ryan's
like,
running
And you
out
know
into
what?
traffic and all
That's
this
why
shit.
it should be on Gamecast on Game Pass because we already fucking paid for it.
yeah,
Our
we did.
taxpayer dollars just
console
paid for the
and,
next 10 years of Call of Duty. So there you go.
They owe
That's
us
the
all a
console
copy.
and, Malibu's Most Wanted, right? With Jamie Kennedy. He's like, I got Gamecast.
I saw
Yeah, it's
that
like-
movie. It was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, that is a very very funny movie in all the wrong ways. But yeah, I think it's interesting because you have this guy who, again, he has like the balls to say like, oh no, like I'm not signing anything until I get all these games. Like I don't understand. Like again, it's definitely just them, just like you guys were saying, like they're just kind of talking through him, and it just seems to be more of a, you know,
Well,
this is
he's
just
telling the
going on
CMAs
for
worry
so
about
long.
the fucking cloud, and then he's writing emails and telling in a video deposition, yeah, no, we're not worried about the cloud. So what the fuck is it?
He just
It's like-
lied to the
And then the
CMA.
CMA is watching this, and they're like, oh, no, we're still going to stay blocked because of that cloud concern. It's like, he's not even concerned about it.
Yeah,
He
it's like
flat
this
out
guy
told you
looks
something, They told
crazy.
somebody else something different.
He literally looks crazy. He keeps flip flopping around to different shit. It's like, dude, like get your shit straight. How are people going to take you serious if you're just
That's why he didn't
Constantly
fucking
going
go to
back and
court, because
forth.
they'd arrest him probably.
No, he
It's like,
probably
dude.
didn't want to step on his own toes or whatever.
You know why he didn't go public? He didn't show up there? Because he was afraid they were going to say something.
Well, he can't be in the same room as Bobby Kotick. Something will happen. Although I heard
The Harvey
I
Dent thing with Batman was going to...
I heard Bobby Kotick wanted to stay after the hearing if Jim Ryan was going to be there and negotiate with him, like in case this falls through, because
Oh, come
I guess
on.
they're worried, like
They're not
if
worried
it-
about nothing. EA, Activision has nothing to worry about.
No, they're gonna
The only
They
thing
have the
Bobby's
stuff.
going to get pissed about, though, is he wants to get out. And
right.
he wants the money. If the deal doesn't go through, they're not going to hurt. But he's got to
No.
stay there until he figures something out. Because no one's going to offer that crazy amount of money. Tencent probably would, but
Who's to say they won't be blocked though? It's like it might never sell.
it's not an American company. They'll just scoop them right up.
No, yeah, right.
And these guys, these FTC people, are supposed to protect us. Instead, they're not. They're more worried about protecting Sony. It's like, who gives a shit? Sony fucks everybody over all day, every day.
They don't have
and,
consumers' interests that hard at all.
Oh, by raising the $70 game, like this piece of shit game is $70 fucking. This game that's only worth like $20.
Yep.
You got the balls
That's
to charge $70 for this? Get the fuck out of here.
Jim Ryan also made a really stupid statement. He said that the developers don't like Game Pass, and it's like they're not forced
They're all signed
to do
on.
it.
Your company
they-
signed on. MLB The Show's on Game Pass.
Yeah, and you're not.
It's already done.
You're not forced. He makes it sound like we always joke. Like Microsoft just takes games like, oh, you're coming to Game Pass with me. Like they drag them over there. It's like they can't do that. They signed a deal, so obviously they like it if they signed a deal, or they whatever. Even if they don't like it, they still signed up for it. So
The Alchemist says Bobby wants the money so he can do Bill Cosby shit elsewhere. Yeah, he could do Bill Cosby shit in his fucking mansion.
yeah,
He doesn't have to leave the house ever again.
he doesn't have to do it at Activision anymore.
He'll just eat and look in the camera.
He'll eat pizza in bed. That's it.
Hey, Bobby!
Oh, what a disaster.
Yeah, it's every week it's something else with this fucking shit.
Well, this is the last week.
Yeah,
So-
that
Actually, now that it's Thursday, this is the last day of
Oh wow.
deposition.
and they're gonna take the weekend to like mull it, and then by next weekend we should have some
No.
kind of a ruling.
Not by next weekend.
Or by next week, I mean. That's what they said today.
What, like Monday or Tuesday or
I
something?
think Monday or Tuesday. Gonna
Hopefully,
find
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I misspoke. Not next
Is it
weekend.
Monday a
next week.
holiday?
Tuesday is the 4th. So, not that day.
Maybe
Maybe
the
next
3rd.
weekend then. No.
Right before the 4th. No.
Hopefully Wednesday it will break and then we can go live. So I'm open. Wednesday night. That's perfect.
They
And
always
then
do these stupid trials before fucking holidays.
4th of July.
They always do that shit.
So stupid.
they don't want
They're
to
like,
work.
all right. They're like, all right, we gotta push this thing even further. It's already been going on for weeks. And of course they got to make their final
The
decision
judge should
between
have said, "I
holiday.
want a decision by fucking Monday,
Yeah, let's stop pushing this shit.
8:00 in the morning, Monday."
On my
Decision.
desk.
Yeah, on my desk,
'Cause
please.
we got shit. We got to go get hot dog buns at Stop and Shop.
Well, doesn't the judge have to rule? Or how does it work? I
Well,
guess.
yeah, I want all your whatever so I can look at this shit on Monday. The judge should just say, the judge should have stopped this fucking thing and be like, "This is a ridiculous circus. Fuck you guys." Like it's over.
I'm surprised that didn't happen already, man. This is so stupid.
I know.
Some of this shit. It's just so dragged
You know
on.
what I hate on Twitter? I'm seeing people putting Phil Spencer's head on some guy dancing and shit. I'm like, this is stupid. This isn't even funny. This is just dumb.
No, and it's not over yet. So don't
And he's
celebrate.
dancing, then Jim Ryan's like running around screaming, and then all these other Microsoft people, they got their heads, they're bopping around dancing. I'm like, do you guys not have a life?
They idolize these people.
They idolize these people for what? They're not even giving us fucking games, and you're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like, why are we excited?
We're not going to get any money out of this. So we have no interest in it.
Yeah,
It's probably the
we just got to
worst
sit
case
here and
she's
hope
ever
our
had.
games come out.
I don't know. I think the judge should have just been like, you know what? Your case fucking blows. They can buy whoever they want.
You know what? I
It's-
want ice cream, so we're gonna settle this right now.
Imagine they all just eat ice cream in the courtroom and they're like, you know what? We could all just be friends. Forget
I'm
it.
sure that they've already been doing that for years. That's why nothing gets done around here.
Yeah. Just Uber
Uh,
eats like 1,000 ice cream cones.
Yeah.
Didn't something happen once where they cursed out one of the senators or something? Or Congress
Probably.
guys? I don't even know who the fuck is what.
Probably.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And the guy's like, "Hey, I had a barbecue with that guy." And it's like,
oh,
who-
yes. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
like, who gives a shit?
The guy was standing up for him, and he's like, I used to barbecue with that guy. Something like that. It was something stupid.
It's like, this is what we're worried about this?
Come on! I threw down the chicken, the burgers. What the fuck?
Did you know the head of the FTC is from our old stomping grounds, actually?
Where?
Mamaroneck.
Who's from Mamaroneck?
The head of the FTC. She went to Mamaroneck High School.
What? She
I
went
just
to
found
my high
out.
school?
Yeah, I just found out the other day. She's only a couple years older than me.
Oh, Dreadpool.
Not me.
If Boom steals that, you know where he stole it from.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought
there
that
you
was
go.
weird that she was from our old area, but
What's her name?
Khan. Something Khan. Tina
Oh.
Khan.
Oh, Lena Khan?
Nina Khan, yeah.
She's from here? I thought
Yeah.
she was from, like, England or something.
No, she moved when she was young to Mamaroneck and went all the way through high school in Mamaroneck. Then she went to college.
What?
Yeah, so you're probably in like the same town with her and you didn't even know.
Wait, when was she there?
Let me see. I'll tell you right now. She's only a couple years older than me. I forget where I saw it, and I was like, no way.
That is so weird.
Hey, she has the same birthday as you.
Oh shit! Same class, maybe. Funny.
Okay, it says
I just need the year. I don't need the whole thing.
no, I know. I'm just trying to see when. Mamaroneck, New York. I don't know. It doesn't say when she went, but
Born in the UK and became a U.S. citizen. There you go.
Have any British classmates?
yeah, Mamaroneck High School, right there. It says it.
Okay,
It just doesn't say
what year was she
when.
born?
89. 9.
Okay, that was way after me.
Yeah, because she's only 4 years older than me, 3 years older than me. So
Yeah, no. I did not go to school with her.
no, but I did think that was very odd.
That's a close call, though.
Hey, the president picked someone from America, so there you go.
Yeah, I was
Even
like,
though
wow,
she's not that good, but
no. Yeah, I thought that was a strange fact that we never noticed. I never knew that until the other day. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, now you told me, I'm even more mad.
Sorry.
You're blaming me.
Hey, I was out of there by then, so I don't know. But anyway, let's just round this off. So at the end of the day today, Satya came up and he gave his little spiel about how if it were up to him, there would be no exclusives and
I thought you meant the
everybody
judge
would
was
be-
from America.
No. The lady.
She's making us look bad, bro.
I know, right? But yes, so Satya came up and he tried to say that it's Sony's fault that exclusives exist because they're the dominant leader in the market, and if it was up to him, there would be no exclusives, which is probably bullcrap. But hey, it was a nice little
It's
cherry on
definitely
the top of their
bullshit, but
cake.
guess what? In the mobile space, there are no exclusives.
Right, and that's what they're going toward is they want mobile. So, and even
Okay,
in the
now this looks like
emails,
it plays like Pikmin.
oh yeah. Once you get to this part, it does. Even in the emails, didn't they say like they knew that Microsoft just wanted King? In one of the emails we read, they said something like that. Like they knew it was about mobile, but they lied and said it was about Call of Duty. So, which we've been saying since day one, it was about mobile. So there you go. But
Yeah,
by next week,
it's
hopefully,
always been about mobile. They're flat out telling you on the stand it's about mobile,
right?
which is they're throwing the consoles under the bus. So I don't know what the hell that means.
Hopefully by next Wednesday we'll have a ruling, and it'll be the
Here's
end
what
of
I'm
it.
worried about. Look at the way that they can't even get a fucking game made, okay? On their own. Now, I'm hoping when they buy these studios, they claim they're going to leave them alone. I hope that they just let them do what they got to do, and they'll get the games out. There's a Game Boy Advance right there, by the way.
Oh yeah, you got to collect it.
I'm worried if they buy these things, they might not have these games come out on time. And look, when they say, "Oh yeah, Fable's 2038," it's like, are you fucking serious? I'm not waiting 5 years to play a game. I bought the machine in 2020. You're going to wait 8 fucking years to play one game?
They keep saying that.
Like
They
that's when I hear that shit from Xbox people, I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. You guys are fucking nuts. If you're okay with that, you're nuts.
well,
The
they're not
game
even
takes
trying
5
to
years.
hide it.
Then they should have made it 5 years before the fucking machines came out. And said, here's a machine, here are the games. While you're playing these games, we're gonna keep making more games. That's what I'm worried about. But hopefully when they buy these companies, they say, do what you gotta do.
They even said,
In fact, we got fucking Halo that's got fucking one leg left over here. We'll give him to you to rehab. Pick a studio. Say, hey, who wants Halo? That's what I would do. But then again, I don't work there, so.
I think they even said Elder Scrolls is still another 5 years out, and Skyrim came out in 2011.
Ugh.
What are they
Technically,
doing?
there are no exclusives, just exclusions. You're right.
Good point.
Wasn't there something about Perfect Dark still being in early development? Who
Yes.
the fuck knows? They're probably lying about Perfect Dark. It probably is dead in the water. At this
Where's
point.
Splinter Cell? Where the fuck's that?
Well,
He's
they
still
don't own
learning
Splinter
Spanish.
Cell. Fucking Ubisoft owns it. And Ubisoft's too busy making 55 Assassin's Creed games that nobody wants.
Forever.
Yo, at some point, you got to get out of the fucking 7th gen already. You know what I mean? The
I
360 days are over. Send somebody at Ubisoft the memo.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many times gonna dance around with the little Assassin's Creed robe on?
Jump into the hay bale, the leap of faith. Every
It's
time.
gonna be Prince of Persia
Every
and
time.
Assassin's Creed. 2 games of the same that
That
And
nobody
then we're gonna
cares
throw in
about
a
anymore.
pirate game. The pirate game is nothing like Assassin's Creed, but here it is.
The pirate game that who gives a shit because Sea of Thieves is out right now.
We've been hearing about this pirate game for like 20 years.
Yeah, you know it's gonna suck.
And then they won't give us Rayman. It's like they have something cool and they're like, nope, you don't get that.
Rayman should be coming out all day, every day. Those graphics were beautiful. The gameplay's great.
I know. I love those games.
But it's like they're trying to hit that, like, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 freaking...
It's never going to be like that again.
They're trying to hit, like, those days, and it's just not going to happen.
No.
People are tired of those games.
They're so played out. Like...
They were played out when you were playing them. I was like, man,
Yeah.
those games are played. No,
Sure.
but Odyssey and Origins, yeah, and look what happened.
Well, Origins was only good because of the setting. Odyssey was just a copy and paste, and then it got worse and worse and worse.
That's
after
Ubisoft.
that.
They should rename their studio, copy and paste.
That's what they do.
Wasn't there something about Perfect Dark? Yeah, we read that, okay.
There was something else. Oh, it also came out, which we presumed, that Indiana Jones is going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC. And when they were asked about that, they were like, well, Sony has Spider-Man, so what's the problem?
That's true.
Right. And it's funny, they're both Disney IPs, but they're going to different platforms, so...
Well, why is it that Sony can have all these games and we can't?
Yeah, why does Microsoft
Why do they get to
like,
have
answer
exclusive
for
stuff
it?
and Microsoft can't? That's like the total definition of anti-competition over there, right?
Right.
I mean, basically, they're presenting, hey, they should have these and you guys shouldn't because you want to buy somebody. It's like completely anti-competitive right there. Like it's their own argument in their face. Yeah, we're here for competition, but we don't want you to compete.
And Microsoft's they're not in the
Call of Duty.
lead. It's not like Microsoft is in the lead and now they're trying
That's
to...
what
like,
it was. They asked Phil Spencer, oh, so if you buy Activision, you're going to be number one? And he said no. And I'm like, so it's a tax write-off.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
like,
That
what?
was it.
That's what it was. All right. They're not going to be number one.
No, they'll
They're
never
just going to be in a
able
better
to...
position.
Right. And it'll add
And maybe,
value
hey,
to their stuff.
maybe one day they can be number one. What's so wrong with an American company being fucking number one? Why is that such a bad thing? You got
I don't
people over here busting their ass just as much as people over there busting their ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets to a point where it's just like, you gotta think about human beings now.
Their whole argument is just has
You're
no
worried
basis.
about a fucking shooting game, but you literally have people at Activision that want this deal to go through so they can have a fucking job. You know what I mean? The quality of life for a lot of these devs. It's a whole thing that goes with this. It's not just the games.
No, that's true.
So you say,
And
I
it's
mean,
like-
we say Activision's gonna be fine, but I guarantee you, if this deal doesn't go through, you're gonna have a lot of people walk out of Activision.
Yeah, that's going to be the switch is going to be thrown over for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be a different day. It's already shaping up that way, but like you said, it's
There are people that can't even wait for this. They gotta go. They gotta leave because they're
Yeah.
like, I can't wait. By the time this thing closes or whatever, we find out
I'm out. Yeah.
I'm already out because the company's bad. Sony has purchased companies too, yeah, but they don't care about that. That's okay. That's allowed.
I don't know. I think that they didn't expect it to go this far. I think
I don't
they
think
just
any of us did.
no. They thought they would just roll
Look at
over.
the ZeniMax deal. That thing went right through. It took a year, and that was it. It was done. This is over a year later, and they're literally at the deadline. July's the deadline.
And they said they asked Bobby Kotick if this doesn't go through, what's going to happen? He said Activision will walk. They're not going to. They can't afford to wait 3 years to do this or whatever.
No, of course they're
So
gonna walk because he's okay in the position he's in, but they'll just find somebody else to buy him, and he'll get all his parachute money.
right, and then it'll be a whole nother thing where everyone's like, "Oh no, Tencent owns Call of Duty," and then we're gonna go through this.
Tencent's gonna go and grab them. I guarantee you, because
Probably.
Microsoft wants them because of all the mobile shit. If Tencent grabs Activision, Microsoft ain't even gonna fucking bother with the mobile stuff. Like that's it.
They're gonna have to change
They're the
their
biggest ones.
entire thing.
So it's definitely something. So Microsoft did try to buy Sega. I think you said that.
They traded by Sega, Square, Niantic.
Basically, they had all these companies lined up that they were going to acquire. And then once they found out Activision was available, they were like, hold on.
Yeah.
And they went over there and they tried over there. So.
And then the companies like Sega's doing okay. They just bought Rovio. Like they don't really need to be bought. So.
If that happens, then fuck Tencent and fuck Sony harder. And fuck the FCC. Yeah, we hear you, man. Because they're not doing what they should be doing for us, the consumers. Even if Microsoft goes full ass mobile, at least we'll have something on Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have to buy Call of Duty every year. That would be beautiful. I don't have to pay for the fucking Call of Duty game. Because we only play it like a couple times a year anyway. We play it throughout the year and then we stop.
Well, they started to suck the past couple ones. They just haven't been good. So it's like, what's the point?
Well,
yeah, they're very hit or miss. Like I thought MW2 was good, but
yeah,
it's
ran
just
out of
like
maps.
It just kind of ran out of maps, and then I didn't really keep up with season 2 when
It's
that
like
got
Halo.
updated.
Halo was great, but it ran out of maps, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like the seasons just felt really lackluster on all first-person shooters. It felt like recently, and like maybe I'm just not into the updates a little bit, but it just kind of felt like it was a very.
No, it's not that you're not into the updates. It's the fucking. It's not like it was on the 360 where the updates were exciting. There's like
Right.
Season 4. It's like we don't want that.
Yeah, and they like pepper it in weird. Like they have a weird like rollout now with how they do it because it's so easy to update everything. So yeah, it's very very odd.
A lot of it's pay updates. It's never substantial. Like Halo. Oh, we added 2 maps. Oh, we added 1 map. It's like, dude, Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 shipped with like a ton of maps. Like I don't understand why. They just all rely on the fact that they have time now. Like, oh, we can just keep working on it and just push updates.
Yeah,
and it's like
500 million.
You're gonna
like,
lose.
all right.
You're losing people when it's hot. Like you can't do that. You can't ship with 3 maps and then just be like, oh, people will just wait. It's like, no, there's a million other games to play. We all jumped off the ship.
Yeah, and some people don't play the campaign either. Some people just jump into multiplayer, and if they do that, then it's like they're gonna get even more burnout even quick. Even faster than the normal player. It's like, you can't rely on Forge. You can't rely on all this shit. Like I just really wish that Halo Infinite really did show it being such a high budget, like so much production went into it, and obviously the delays and stuff like that. But like, it's not like it controls bad. It plays very well. It's just the fact of like the content. It's just.
But you can't. There's thousands of maps in the Master Chief Collection. You can't just port those over. Like I know it's not that simple, but like, hey, remake Blood Gulch, remake Beaver Creek.
Yeah.
You've done it before. You've made these maps. You have the framework for them. It's not hard. They just don't care. They're like, oh, Forge will just make maps. It's like, no.
Like, yeah, you're not Infinite, doing like it's a faster style of gameplay for Halo. So it's like if you play Master Chief Collection, it's like a slower version of Halo, but then people just like completely destroy on Master Chief Collection because they've been playing since like forever. So it's almost like if you go back to MCC, you get completely shit on because there's so many good players. And then Halo Infinite, it's like I feel like I can keep up, but then it's like then the content's not there, and then there's no interest to play. So it's almost like you kind of get screwed no matter
And
what.
they made this big ambitious leap with the campaign, and it's like, dude, the map is fragmented. There's not a lot going on. It's like it's mostly climbing and trying to find your way. It's like, oh, not everything has to be open world. They like you can be ambitious. Why don't you just make a long ass linear Halo game? Why does it have to be open world? It's
Yeah,
like
that didn't really
it didn't
make sense to
translate
me.
for that game. It didn't work. It's like some games it's just not going to translate to an open world game, and that's fine. Zelda, they took a chance, and hey, it worked. As much as we don't like it, Perry and I, because it's not what we
Sure.
love,
Yeah.
it still is selling and works, and it's still a good game. Halo, yeah, it was okay the first time I played through it, but looking back on it, I played through the campaigns of 1, 2, and 3 like a ton of times. I could always go back and play them. They're great campaigns. Infinite, I don't really feel like replaying it. I was done with it. I was like, whatever. Like, it's too much of a pain in the ass to play the campaign in that game. I don't know why they decided to go this route, but it was a huge mistake.
Yeah, now they have to like, if they want to reboot it or whatever they want to do next to kind of get it back on its feet. And it's like you have to really make a good impression with that and turn around the mistakes you did with, Infinite, like turn around those mistakes, make it something where, it's just mission by mission and, it has good multiplayer and redo maps that, fans know and love, obviously, like do all the hits, like it's just if that's what they're going to do, if they're going to continue to do the reboot stance, which at this point they're going to have to, or they just make Halo 6, a definitive, Halo 6. But at this point, it's just like they're already continued the story. So I feel like remaking it or rebooting it, whatever they have to do, just to kind of get it back to like where Master Chief is at least on the front of the box again, because he's lost that a long time ago, and they've completely pushed him aside. So as a mascot, and that sucks.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like why but that's what we say all the time. They just abandon stuff. Oh, it didn't do
Yeah,
well. It's like, and Sony
it's
does
not
the
just
same
Sony.
thing.
Microsoft does the same thing. Yep, exactly. It's like they all do the same shit. It's like they always turn their backs on shit when you could be making so much money, and then they think, well, this keeps making us money over here in this corner, so let's just keep doing the same thing. But then it's almost like they're trying to they're trying to run the well dry, and they don't realize that they're already running dry on ideas. Like, and that's why you get shit like, you know, you get the Assassin's Creeds and the Halos and like the tired or the Call of Duties, like the tiredness of that repetitive nature. It's just like you get the same shit over and over. It's like how many times are we going to be doing the leap of faith? How many times are we going to be doing the fucking,
It gets
you
like
know,
corny. It becomes like a meme. It's just like, all right, I
yeah,
don't want to do
it,
this anymore.
it just becomes like more of the same versus like, like we were talking about during the 360 era, or even, PS3, even just if you want to count both of them, like just those things alone held so much more weight within that time. And maybe that's because we were just coming around on a lot of those like online shooters and online
All
multiplayer
that stuff
games.
was
So
new. Like Assassin's Creed was
yeah,
new, and the shooting game. There was always shooters, but
yeah,
you
Call of
had the
Duty was
birth
at
of
its peak with
online.
like COD 4 and like all that stuff. That was like its peak. That was like its prime. You know what I mean? Like when Call of Duty just blew the doors down, and then Halo 3 was just like untouchable. Gears of War 1 was like Gears 1 and 2 are like the best games ever. I
They were
mean,
all fresh back then. Now it's just
yeah,
done to death. It's like, but you know what? It's funny because I was thinking about this today. We are so skeptical to accept a new IP, and I think that's another reason why they just keep giving us the same crap. It's like we're part of the problem, but we're not at the same time. It's like because then when we get new IPs, they're crap, a lot of them. So then we're like
yeah,
skeptical to accept a new one. So then they're like, oh, we know we can make money just making the same crap. So it's like it's a vicious cycle of never getting anything new.
yeah. It's just like that money, like the money's there, so we know that that's where the business goes. Same thing with movies. It's like they're always going to go back to the franchise because they know it's just going to be a guaranteed hit, or not even a hit, but just like it's going to move numbers. But whether or not people stay on it or not is another thing, because it's like, yeah, a lot of people played Infinite because they had Game Pass or whatever, but then it's like how many people actually will stay on it and actually continue to play and level up their Spartan? Like,
It
not
fell
much
right away.
unless,
They
yeah,
lost
it's
that
like
window of
the
opportunity.
ranking system and all that crap. Like, it already had a bad start, and I think, by the time they fixed it, no one really cared. And then that rollout was just embarrassing. And for something that was delayed and supposed to be, 110% or even more than that, just like making sure everything's covered, all bases are covered. Like, this is a Halo game that the fans deserve. You wait a year. Like, the whole multiplayer shadow drop thing was kind of cool. Like, that was cool, but like, you know, that they just didn't really keep the momentum after they did that, because the multiplayer drop was awesome, but then they didn't really. Then when like the actual season came out, it was like, all right, this is great, and now what? And then they never really brought it back up, like, around with that properly. And the old Halos had map packs sooner in like a shorter amount of time than what they've done in season 1 and 2 already, and we've gotten more out of those old content map packs. Remember when you bought ODST and it just came with the Halo 3 multiplayer maps, like all the maps, like the extra maps, like that was the disc. It was just the multiplayer, and that's just like that was funny because it was like, oh yeah, this is just a multiplayer thing, like this is just the add-on, but it felt like it was an actual DLC, or felt like it was unique to that, you know.
It was different back then, but they lost their momentum with that.
Yeah, it's just like, I think that's the thing too. Like, I think a lot of times there's a lot of there's a lot of things that I think people forget with like how they used to handle a lot of their I don't know, just the fans in general. I feel like there is a different thing now, because, or back then versus now, because there is a lot of like you said, just people kind of not really trusting what's going on, if this is going to actually launch properly, or if it's going to be a game that works. And it sucks that we're in that era of us worrying about that, or if something looks good, or if it doesn't look like, Vaseline smeared on it or whatever, if it's an exclusive to whatever console. It's like little things like that. It's just like,
It
you should
makes it
have an
almost
option.
impossible for a new IP to launch because we're so skeptical because we've been burned so badly
Yeah,
that
like, even right.
it
Like, I want
won't
to be
work.
excited for Starfield, but it's like, even there is the voice inside inside, like, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna like get my hopes up. I want to play it and it's gonna be fun, but like, I also don't want to be like, oh man, like this is gonna be like a perfect game right out of the gate. Like, I understand not everything's gonna be 100%, but like, I just want it to be. I want everything to come out, as good as it can without any problems. But I know that people look at, companies like Bethesda or other companies that have those issues at launch, and I think Starfield will be fine. But I think that there's going to be, I think every game, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a Starfield, you have to go in with like just no expectations. Obviously, like, the trailers and everything look great. You can't like deny it. You can't avoid the hype. But if you just kind of go in and be like, all right, if this does suck, I can just delete this. This is on Game Pass. Like, worst case scenario, I didn't spend $75 on this thing. I could just delete it, because those types of games are, for me anyway, personally, like, very few and far between. And not just so much like sci-fi, but just the whole, like, the very expansive, like, it takes hours to play. They're definitely a very deep dive games, and I think the only type of game that I've done something like that on is something like Mass Effect, like 1 through 3. Where I really like explored something like that was very sci-fi, and it was very like, you build your own character and have these relationships with all the captain, the people on the ship, the people you talk to. Like, I like intricate stuff like that, but it's been a while since I played a game that's that intricate, and I know that with this game it's supposed to be that way all the way through, and I don't doubt that. It's just like, and I don't think it's something I will dislike, but I think it just depends on how they handle it, because I guess I can't really judge it from like, oh, I'm really familiar with all these types of games, which I'm not. But for me, it would be a little bit different, to check out. But I still like what they're doing. I like what they're showing because I do like, space and all that crap. Like I think that's awesome. But I think the exploration side of it, as long as that lives up to what it is, then that'll be where it needs to be.
Yeah. We will see what happens with Starfield. Now, really
shall
quick,
see.
with Starfield, it's only going to be featured with AMD, and apparently there's not going to be DLSS in Starfield.
Which, why would they do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, hopefully they add the feature. And there are AMD featured games that have DLSS in them, but I don't know. I hope they add that in because I got a card that does that. I'm not buying another card.
Me too.
Especially to play one game. Like it's like for this game, I can't play on Xbox. I gotta go out and buy another card. It's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Come on. Hopefully they add it in there and leave it there.
I'm checking right now to see if anything else happened.
I hit the wrong thing. I hit Q&A. I don't want to do a poll. There you go. Oh, I always think that's funny when I ask questions. Poll is up. So what's in the chat room? David R. I think it's impressive that Anthony has held the same position through the show so far. Oh yeah.
I don't blink.
Yeah. Especially with
You're
the thumbs
also
up.
you're dressed in like cold weather clothes in the middle of summer.
Yes, the rain has got me scared.
Alchemist, where's Halo the Endless? It felt like they were going to do expansion for the story. The minute Bonnie Ross left and the new guys took over, they said that
What was the Endless again?
it was going to be a campaign expansion. DLC. The minute that lady left and the new guys came in, they said, yeah, they never started this stuff.
They said what DLC?
Yeah.
What are you talking
DLC?
about?
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
No, we ain't never gonna get it now.
Well, that's the problem is that, again, they can say, oh, we had X amount of players and all this stuff. But yeah, that might matter a little bit at the start. But when you can't keep those numbers up, it's embarrassing for a Halo game. That's sad. You shouldn't have more people going on MCC. And even MCC is, like I was just telling, everyone in the chat, like, if you don't fucking have your skill set on that, like, I get my ass kicked. I can't play Halo 24/7. But if I go on MCC, it's not even really fun because it's a great game, but
You've
it's
been there
not fun.
before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like I could have played this game anyway, even before Infinite came out. Infinite's good, but like there's no content for it, and they lied to everybody. And I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of these companies fucking lying about this stuff. Look at Callisto Protocol. Oh yeah, get the season pass. 7 fucking months later, they announced that this is the whatever content comes out for the season pass is the final season pass content forever. Well, today the final fucking campaign just came out for everything. And that's it. Because the game didn't sell well. And season pass didn't sell well. So they said, screw it. Let's just end it and cap it off.
I still got to go back
7 months?
And play that. But I, play it again, obviously, to get more of the modes unlocked. But yeah, it's kind of weird because that's why I just don't like the idea of like buying a lot of these gold editions and stuff ahead of time,
Yeah. I
especially for
didn't.
stuff like that. It's just like, no, yeah, I mean, you did the right thing. You waited so things go on sale. That's what you have to do. I think with a lot of the season pass buying into it, it's very weird, and I don't think I've ever done it unless it's been a collector's edition that's been like uh, I guess considered that edition, but a lot of times those digital collector's editions are all digital anyway. So I've only ever gotten a collector's edition that might have come with the same content that the digital one was, but it'd be like a physical,
Can you imagine
box
though?
set of
You
some
bought the
sort.
game 7 months ago, and there's finally going to be season pass content. And I
Yeah,
know there's been like armor and stuff like that, like the day that you got the season pass. But besides that, you got nothing else.
yeah, because Resident Evil, they do it like the opposite. They're like, hey, we're not going to have a season pass, but we know you're going to buy the gold edition. So we're going to put the DLC out like 9 months later, like RE5. They're like, oh, almost a year later after the fact, February 2010, almost a year, into RE5. Here's the DLC.
Right.
But then you're going to buy this gold edition anyway. Like they do it a little bit differently, but it's the same kind of idea where it's like you're going to double dip again, or if you're going to buy it, if you haven't bought it at this point, now you're going to really buy it because it has, Lost of Nightmares, for example. So it's like you see companies do it differently all the time. Callisto, I think it was like they thought the success, and then with Halo, thought the success was going to be there. It wasn't, and here we are. Just kind of fell flat.
Well, now that I waited and got like the complete edition for $40, $44, I actually paid $41 for it because I had $3 in Xbox rewards. It comes with the Xbox One version of Callisto Protocol.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid.
So I'm going to I'll check that out on the Xbox One and see how shitty it runs. By the
I
way,
think I think
they
I
did
have it too, digital. Yeah.
they didn't even enhance. No, you don't. Unless you bought the deluxe edition, did you?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't. Then yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah, because it wasn't what's
Smart
that?
delivery.
It wasn't smart delivery that game because they needed the money
That's
wherever
so
they could
weird.
get it. They needed the money on all the SKUs. That's why they didn't do it.
They should go back to making mac and cheese.
Yeah, I know,
Well,
right?
they didn't even enhance those games on the Pro and the One X because I downloaded it on the Pro and it has zero enhancements.
Damn.
So there you go. That game's probably gonna play like dog shit on the Xbox. I should play it on the fucking VCR Xbox One.
Yeah.
Well,
The old school.
I'm gonna definitely stream at some point. I don't know about this weekend, but at some point I'm gonna stream the Final Transmission because I. It sounds Final Transmission. It sounds like you're fixing a car. The Final
Yeah.
Transmission, so that I can have that game all done. I didn't know if I needed my save from beating the game. That's why I bought it on the Xbox to begin with. Because I was like, I already beat the game on Xbox. My save is out there. I'll just jump right into the final chapter. A lot of people are saying that that's better than the actual game, the Final Transmission.
Right.
So I'm excited for that. Check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I might stream it. Well, at some point.
Yeah. What other things you got?
That was pretty much it for the news. I was checking to see if anything else came out. I know Nintendo dropped some more games for their Sega Online. Some good ones. Ghouls and Ghosts, Revenge of
I
Shinobi,
was playing Ghouls and Ghosts
Landstalker.
earlier. Yep, really good game.
Yeah. And Crusader
I
of
still have it
Senti.
downstairs.
Yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts is great. That's a good one to add.
I used to play that at Pizza Hut in Portchester.
Oh, wow.
They would have a little waiting area,
Yeah.
and they had Ghosts and Goblins for Sega.
Oh,
Or
that's
Ghouls
pretty
and Ghosts,
cool.
whatever you want to call it.
That's cool.
Let's see.
It was the Sega version though, because it wasn't like the one I had on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because that was Super Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know why there were two different versions of the stupid game. I mean, they're both good, but still, I was like, why you got two different Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts? I don't get it. I
Hey,
might have to look it up one day. What?
Stray is leaving the PlayStation service now. It's like that was their draw.
Well, that remember they said they were always going to rotate in and out content.
Yeah,
It's coming to Xbox, I think, soon, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So there you go. Oh, Fred the Baker from Dunkin' Donuts was born on June 28th, 1922.
No way.
Yeah.
So he would be 101. Holy crap!
Wow. That's crazy, huh?
Isn't that weird? This is all stuff that we knew about already. The news has been overtaken by this case. Every article.
Bobby Kotick saying playing Modern Warfare 2 on a phone would be like using a refrigerator as a safe.
Yeah, he said that.
I don't even know what that means.
He also said that he thought he didn't want to put Call of Duty on the Switch, but he said it was a mistake because like the Switch is selling well now. Oh, do you think that this Red Dead Redemption thing has any weight to it?
What?
That apparently Red Dead Redemption 1 was rated in Korea, so everyone's like, "Oh, the remaster's coming." But I thought that got debunked a while ago. That it wasn't happening.
Well, they stopped the remaster to continue working on GTA 6, they claimed.
Yeah.
But hey, it could happen.
I hope so. I hope it's not like
I'll take it.
the other one. I hope it's not like that Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I hope it's actually like a good remake or whatever, or remaster.
They really don't have to change much. All they do is just fix the frame rate.
Yeah.
I'm watching AEW like glitches off the ladder match. They're like falling through the ring.
Dude, someone was streaming and Aubrey Edwards looked terrible. Like they didn't put her texture in the game properly.
They're promoting fucking Cody Rhodes. And it's like, he doesn't even fucking work for you guys.
So bad.
They didn't fix shit for that game. Alright, let me, by the way, it was the 25th anniversary of the Hell in Cell yesterday. Mick Foley flew off the freaking cell.
He's still never been the same since.
I actually watched him and Undertaker rewatch it. A whole 28 minutes. Okay, let's do active. I want to thank our sponsors over on Patreon. JB Zombie 89. Haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully he comes back in. Abo, Hockey Fan, and Captain Catch, who we also haven't seen for a long time. Hope he comes in at some point too. Thank you for being sponsors on the Game Complainers Patreon.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. I will do the active user thing now. I'm scrolling through here, see if I can find any news.
And everyone have a good 4th, because we won't see you by...
I didn't even realize the 4th is... It's like, come on, man. It's a holiday every fucking day.
I just... When you mentioned it, I was like, oh, crap.
Well, I hate it because then I have to fucking text everybody. I gotta call people. It's like, I don't want to do this.
F everybody. Screw them.
And then if you miss somebody, so you didn't want me to be happy on 4th.
Oh,
so
my
it's like, come on, man.
It's the stupidest thing ever. I'm just gonna barbecue and keep to myself. Screw everybody else.
It's like a fucking monthly of a world event, like every fucking month.
There has been a lot of stuff over the summer. It's crazy.
Well, whatever. Any questions in the chat? It seems like there's some people think that the deal's not going to go through.
Oh, really? What's the result?
80-20.
Oh
80 for
wow.
yes and 20 for no.
That's the split that Microsoft has with Activision for their Call of Duty profits.
Yeah, well. Any crazy... so we said this earlier real quick. IGN reported that Metal Gear Volume 2 is going to feature Metal Gear 4 finally multiplat.
It's going to be free of PS3 finally.
And Konami apparently did have a copy running of Metal Gear 4 for the 360 back in the day.
Yeah.
But it was on 4 discs or something like that. And it's like, well, Wolfenstein was on 4 discs and that was fine. But I guess they didn't want to do it. And they went with the Sony deal.
It's finally going to be free.
The more you know, and when that comes out on Xbox, I will stream it. Or PC, depending on where I feel like playing it. So, what else? Am I missing anything, chat? Or is everybody asleep?
Hopefully by next week, things will be better for everybody. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully this Activision thing is put to bed.
Yeah, we just gotta see what happens.
I'll probably wait for a sale to get the DLC. The DLC was on sale on Xbox, but I don't know if it is anymore. It was only $15 for the season pass, which comes with Final Transmission.
I still never played the game.
I think Final Transmission is $20 by itself. So it was easier just to get the season pass. It was cheaper and it gives you more stuff. So,
Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah. Let's get on here. Studio. Earn. Memberships. Current level. All right. So I want to thank the members of our channel here. It's VB, Dreadpool, Stevie Mac, Jin, Hockey Fan, Nick Nogaria, and Liquor Sandwich. Thank you for being members of the Game Complainers YouTube channel.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, you know what I have next to me?
What's that? Oh, you know what? My red one came early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my white one's coming tomorrow. Even though the white one said it was going to be here yesterday, and the black one said July something. And
yeah, mine said yesterday, and then it said July,
Amazon
and then
doesn't
it
know
came
what they're
today.
doing anymore, man.
I was like, something else came, and I was like, what the hell is that? I didn't order anything else, and then it was in there. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was dumb. So yeah, I'll probably send Final Fantasy back.
Gotta send back Story of Seasons.
You know what's fucked up? I had a bunch of Zeldas to send back, and we went to return them, and it was like, oh, your return window was like 4 days ago.
No.
So I ate a bunch of Zeldas.
Damn.
But I didn't eat them for 70, so that's good.
That's good, at least.
Hopefully they'll sell over the holidays. If not, there'll be some giveaways on this channel.
Hint, hint.
Yeah. And, I don't know when Anthony's going to show up, but when he shows up, we'll stream the PlayStation. And we'll see if we can fix that right on the air.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch. We'll figure that shit out for sure.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks we're going to be doing a 500 show?
Yeah, July 12th is the 500th episode, because it's $4.99 next week, and then 12th is 500. 500.
500.
That is crazy.
Technically, it's 501.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We'll treat it like it's 500.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all because I mislabeled a one show. What is going on with these poll results?
Did it change?
Yeah, it did change.
Uh-oh.
Now people are changing their minds. Uh, 71% says yes to Activision. 29% says no.
Interesting.
Well, when it happens, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna go cry?
You have to step up because you're the next.
No. In this case, it really is. Step up because you're the ass, okay? Because that's the way that people have been acting about this whole thing for the last 2 years. And it's finally coming
Yeah.
to an end.
Finally. Get on your knees and pray to God, Howard. This goes
Yeah, yeah.
If this deal doesn't go through, I'm gonna cancel my Starfield order.
Oh,
Lightning will strike down on the Starfield order.
don't say that. No more lightning.
Yeah, I know. Please no.
I'm worried too that the tree's gonna come crashing down on my head in here.
Yeah, I
Can't wait,
know.
man.
It's you really can't.
Gotta cut that thing.
I just got estimates and they're super expensive, but I have no choice.
Yeah, we've had to do that in the backyard too. Like take out a bunch of shit.
Every
I
time
should
there's
get-
a storm, all the freaking not branches, but like whole trees are falling down.
That's what I'm afraid, because this tree right out here is dead. So when it's been storming the past couple of days, I can't come out here because I'm like, I'm gonna get squished. Like, there's no way that I'm coming out here during that. But I should have gotten a tree work. If I knew how much tree guys made, I would have done that.
It's
I
like
didn't think it was
500
that
a tree or
expensive.
some shit. It's like something crazy.
And you
Way
can
more
climb the
than that.
trees because you're smaller.
I should have
Well,
done
you
that.
want them to get rid of the stump, it's like another like $500. So it's like $1,000 or some shit.
This tree happens to be some type of tree that when you mess with it, the pieces shatter. So it could cost me extra because they gotta like do something special. It's
Can't
a
you
Well,
just
you
throw,
need
like,
the extra shake special.
Can't you throw a rope on it and just walk the other way?
That's what I thought, but apparently with this type of tree, you can't do it because it'll fall apart. And 2 different guys told me that, so I don't know. I'm gonna just have to pay for it, but it sucks. It's like really expensive. But it's either that or this is gonna get squished or I'm gonna get squished. So
Well, that's how I feel
something's
about the
gotta-
electrician. It's like I don't want to
You
have
should
to
tell
pay.
the guy
but,
fixing
like,
the car, yo, bring all the students here and have them take the tree.
Yeah, okay. I'll
like
get
I either-
sued so badly.
yeah,
It's just life. It sucks. Once you have a house and stuff, it's like always gotta be ready for stuff like this. It's the way it is.
So you recommend Anthony does not stick his fork in the outlet or whatever, right?
If you do, make sure you're standing in a few inches of water. No, do not do that. I wouldn't mess with anything right now if I were you. I don't know. Just see what.
Yeah, I mean-
see if you get someone out there to find out.
So
what's
if it's
going on.
not the ground outside, you think it's in the walls. Well, obviously, it's got to be in the house.
It could be something with the neutral wire. I mean, it could be something totally different. I don't know. It all depends on the situation, but it could be.
What if they find like they
rat
go in the
chewed through
walls?
the wire?
No, they find like a dead body like in between the wiring.
what is
Ooh.
the 70s movie? I feel like every movie, every like TV horror movie from the 70s had like a body inside the house or some shit.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah,
But
Bad
you did-
Ronald, that movie.
You did the right thing having the power company check their end, because if it was something on their end, they would have to fix it because you don't own that stretch
Yeah.
that goes from your house to the thing. So that was the best
No.
first step.
Yeah,
For anyone
yeah,
listening, if that ever happens to you, number one, try the power company. See if it's
Yep.
their thing.
because it's like, what the fuck am I paying you for? Like, come out and look at this shit, you know? So
That's
they
number
did,
one.
and yeah,
Then they got
So-
to check inside.
yep. That's the next step.
That box,
Who?
the box, the panel.
Yeah, that's where all the magic happens in your house. And don't touch that thing because you'll like vaporize if you touch.
No, he's not gonna mess with that.
No.
Well, any questions in the chat? I'll give you guys like a minute. Then we will wrap it up. People are fucking with this poll. Now it's 78 and 22. Before it was like 74, 21.
How could it even be like an odd number?
Well, we have non-believers in the chat, or we have people fucking around.
No, but like, isn't it if there's 9 people, wouldn't it be 70 and 20? Like, how is it like? I don't know. I'm tired. I probably don't know math right now.
Now we're 80-20. That's what Bobby's gonna ask for next.
You want 80% of all your profits, Microsoft.
Why don't you guys vote based on how much Bobby's gonna ask for? I voted yes. Says Alchemist. David R says LOL.
I think it's more likely to go through now than I've ever thought before. But then again, God only knows. I thought.
Yeah,
other
who
things were
knows
gonna
what else?
happen.
What else could happen?
I didn't know that lady was from where we're from. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I didn't realize she was only a couple years older than me. I guess I really messed up my life because I could have been doing something like that.
All right. Well, we're gonna end the show. I want to thank you for watching. Next week's $4.99. If this guy brings his PlayStation, we'll live stream. We'll show you guys what's up. Try to change a power supply out. Hopefully that fixes it. You'll see me go freaking crazy with all 5,000 screws are in that thing.
I need like 100 bowls to keep the.
Well,
screws.
you're gonna make sure the screws are where they're gonna go when I take them out. That's your job.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna have to draw a diagram and put the screws on.
Oh no! I don't want to do that.
And then we got episode 500. You said July 12th?
Yeah, because next week is the 5th, and then a
So
week
we're
from
supposed
that
to all
is
get
12th.
together, so we'll figure out if we'll have that outside or what we're gonna do.
I gotta check
Or
the
if we'll have it
weather and
inside
see.
again. Excuse me.
Should be fun. It crept up on us fast
Yeah,
already.
good. So I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank Richard for the super chat and RWKD for the super chat. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
And we
Thank
will
you.
catch you guys next week. So
Sounds good.
peace.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Close that.